Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. No doubt. It looks like there is a sustained attack. I don't know what it is. When I try and do the broadcast, it's breaking down for some reason. And I don't know why that is. I mean, what is so in particular about this broadcast that they don't want to bring up? What is so particular about this broadcast that they don't want us to bring up? Let's carry on. Now, we're going to do this. What I'm going to do, I'll do this in 5-10 minutes. This discussion will be about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So then we can carry on and I'll share it later. So you can watch it because I really need this to be out there. There's something that's been done and I don't know what it is. So about this broadcast. So let us have a look at this. Let us have a look. Now, I talked to you about the let me just make that smaller. So I want you to see everything that as I'm doing it, it makes sense because that's what we need to do. Now, okay. So now we are going to do the calculation as they've done it. So we will start with the South. Okay. So the largest indication of votes in the South is, let's start with Southwest. They said it's 12,298,13932. So let's go there. So this goes 1, 2. So I've got a calculator ready. You can see that 298,932. So this is what they don't want to happen, but it will happen. So you can see that figure there. That figure there is what you can see. Can you see that? You can see that figure tallies with that 1,298,932. You can see that. So now put plus. So we're doing the South alone first. So please get your calculator out. Get your calculator out and do the same thing. So that's the North. So we're doing Southwest. We do Southwest first. Now we're going to do the Southeast. They put all of this to try and confuse you. Southeast, 11498,927. So let's go and let's put that here. 11498,927. So when we do that now, 11498,277. So we go plus. So it's 23,797 with those two. Okay. So now, so we done Southwest, Southeast. Now we're going to put South. Okay. Don't forget, based on their map, we need to have Southwest, Southeast, South. Based on their map. So I hope you are following. Based on their map, based on their map. Please subscribe. Sorry about that. Please like. Comment. Share. And subscribe. So let's just do this because I want to make sure, and I will then we can then cut this bit out and share it and subscribe, and then we can make it go viral that way. Either way, and subscribe. So and then I put in here. So beg your pardon. I'm just trying to show. Please, as ever, comment, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. I'm really sorry about the breaking of the transmission, but they're just making it easier for us to have something that we can share all over, and we will share it because what we're sharing here, we're speaking truth to power, and we're trying to wake up the minds of our people, and nothing will deter us, nothing whatsoever, and I mean nothing will deter us. So here we're going to pin that on here so that if you want to, when you're coming in next time, you see it, you can share. So now, please give us a thumbs up as you're coming in. 2,360 people, subscribers, but we need more. Continue to help us grow the platform. So now, we've done that. So we're going for the South. So let's look for the South. So you can see now, Southwest, Southeast, South. We know already by the figure that they're doing. What should happen is that should be one, and then the whole area, they've taken all of it for the North. It's a lie. Let me show you that thing again. See? That should only be North. That there should be North. Up there. The middle belt is taken away. So straight away, you just know it's a lie. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Yes, it's a lie. You can see that there. So now, let's go back. So we're going to put plus Yeah? We are now looking for southeast. So what are the numbers for southeast? So the numbers for southeast are south are south 15299. I put that up there so you can see it. I want you to, so please check it with me as well. Do it with me. 15299,374. Okay, so 39053 096 583. Let us just check again. We'll do that again just to be sure. So that's what they put as 39. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure that and then there's something else that they put in. So let me just check up there. I want to make sure that we haven't missed out anything. Southwest, southeast, south. Based on their figures, this is a second of August 2022 figures. So let's have a look at that. I think before it was 45. I want to just make sure I check it. So let's just make sure we check and we are on board with what they've done. So what they've done is okay, southwest region. Yeah, I got that figure. This is crazy. I know what has happened. Okay, I knew that was something was up. Southwest region. So now let's do that again because I wanted to check that. That's why I was trying to check, because it's really important we get the right figures. So now they said here 1818332 So let's go back again. 18, yeah, for the southwest region. 332, yeah. You see that? 191 plus. So we now go for southeast. 11 plus 11 here. So southeast 498277. So that's 29038 something else there. So now we now go for the south. Now let's go to south. Okay. Plus. So you can see the south. Yeah, there. So I'm gonna show, because I could have pressed the wrong one. 15299,374. So that is your 45.1. You remember I said 42 point something million. You remember? So let's write that down. Inec figures. These are Inec figures. Inec figure says 45. You can see it on the screen. Inec figure says 45. Yeah. 129,842. Please keep in mind that is in the forest area of Nigeria. So 45129,842. Please bear that in mind. Now let us go and do. I don't want to hide that. So I just want to just do this. So let us go and do something now. We're going to go and do something else. Hope this doesn't frozen, because the screen has been freezing some crazy, and it's designed to slow up things. But we're not going to be deterred. Please do share. And again, however many times, share this with obedience. Let them see this figure, and I'm going to share it on other platforms, because when I finish this one, I'm actually going to record it. I'm actually going to share it across other platforms as well, because it is very important, this information, that people see it. This section alone, it will make sense. So now let us cancel. So we've got 45129,842. That is our control number. So we're going to clear that now. So now let's go and look at the northern figures. Keep in mind what I said about this. They said the northwest, north central, northeast, no middle belt. Keep that in mind. Now let's go at that. The first figure they had for northwest, according to them, their own figures. So these are Inec figures. Let's go to here. Let's go here. So northwest figures are 22,672,373. Can you see that? So please continue to share plus north. So that's the northwest. Now we're not going to go for the north central. North central. Yeah, north central. Yeah. Okay. Is that plus 15680,438. So that's 38,352,811. So, and then, so we got the north, we've done northwest, we've done north central, and then finally northeast. And they try to confuse you so you won't be able to follow what's going on, but we need to keep an eye on it. So plus northeast, which is this figure here. Again, there's no middle belt. Bear in mind, there's no middle belt. Oh. Are you following? There's no middle belt at all. Oh. No middle belt. 1, 2, 8, 2, 0, 3, 6, 3. Now, hey presto. So the South has 45 million. The South has 45 million. And the North has what? 51 million. Hey presto. Can you see what they've done? So 51,173,174 is what they have in the North. So when you take one from the other, so let's take away. Oh shoot, sorry. Ooh. Sorry about that. I'll get there in a minute. So let's take away minus. Let's take away from the South. So we take away from the South minus. We take away from the North minus 45129,842. Yeah. So you are left with the North is more than 6,043,332. The North has more votes. More votes. According to Inec. According to Inec. According to Inec. The North has more votes than the South. Can you see what is going on? I hope you guys are following what is going on. Can you see that the North, they said, please leave a comment as you're seeing this. The North has more votes. So let me, I'm sorry, you didn't see that. Let me put that again. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I pushed it up and I didn't realize you were seeing the figure. So I may have to do this again. In fact, I want to do it again. Let's do the whole program. So you see now, I want to make sure that you see this figure. I was busy doing it and I forgot to adjust for that. So let me do it again. Let's do this again. We're going to do the whole thing again. I want you to, please, as you're watching, give us a thumbs up. Share this section. Please share this section because we're going to dissect. We are trying to dissect exactly what the INEC people figures have said. And we are trying to expose the lie. We're trying to expose the lie. So help us do so. Please, I ask you. I urge you. So now let's start again. So the number that we have is difference. Yeah. So we're going to put that up and we'll do it again. So let's cancel all of this. So let's start again. We're going to start with the South. We're going to start with the Southern figures. Please share this broadcast. I want to share it, but I'm so worried that it just keeps breaking down that I don't even want to risk it. Because the problem that we're having is that it seems to be going awry somewhat. So so I'm going to try and do something with it. So give me a minute. I don't know why it is going down. And it is a shame because the information that is contained is explosive information that they don't want us to share. They don't want us to share it. They just don't want people to share, to get it. So let me just do that again. So I don't want it to be yeah, okay. So and then I'm gonna do this. Now I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna just encourage people to do it again. There. Okay. So we will just do it a little bit more. Just give me a minute, please. I'm trying to make sure it is making sense because it's very important that it makes sense. No, not that one. Sorry. So here we are. Just give me a minute, please. We're going to go through that. We will run through the figures from beginning to end because it is important that we do so. It is important that we do so. So I'm going to do that. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to try and get in there. So I would share it, but I'm so worried that it might go off, and I don't even know what it is what's causing the issue. But please leave a comment as you're watching. So we're gonna do this now. So let me just do this and then get that again here, and this time we're gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna send it to somebody so they can do it. Okay. 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 So cut off. So now, okay. So now that we are back now, I wanted to just check that. Leave a comment as you're coming in. I do apologize for the break in the country transmission. It sort of made everything difficult. Okay. It sort of made things very difficult, if you like. It made it difficult. So I wasn't able to agree the woodwork. So we're going to start again. Let's start again. So we're going to start with the South. Let's start with the South. Now, bear in mind, the figures for the South it says here, figures for Southwest is this. Okay, so we're going to put that in. So I want you to see it. 1, 8, 3, 3, 2, 1, 9, 1. Plus. Okay, so that's the Southwest. We're going to put in the Southeast figures, which we see now. The figures for the Southeast is this. Here, Southeast. Yeah. So let's put that back in again. 1, 1, 4, 9, 8, 2, 7, 7. Equals. So 290830468. So and then we then put finally plus the South. They put in the South. So South will be this. So the figure should give us what we think. Plus 1, 5, 2, 9, 9. Yeah. 3, 7, 4. So 45129,842. So that's the figure there. You can see that 45129,842. That's the figure for the South. Yeah. 45129,842 is the figure combined total for the South. Already, you can tell that this is all a game. So we're going to share this. I want you to, I'll cut this bit and I will share it later on. Or you can do that yourself. But I want you to see the trickery. You need to see the trickery. This is where we know that Nigeria is a fraud. It is a fraud. So the whole of the South, keep in mind, they're saying the whole of the South is 45129,842. You know, but we already know that is for and there's no middle belt. So the figure they're showing us here is a lie because if you look at it, the middle belt should be there. The North should not include the middle belt. It shouldn't. The North should not include the middle belt. So already, just this side alone, they've already taken bits of the South as well. They've taken bits of the South into the North as well. So already is a suspect. But let's go deeper. So this figure here, 45129.842, is the figure combined total for just the South. Remember, there's no middle belt. Oh, there is no middle belt. There is no middle belt. I just showed you. You can see there's no middle belt. There should be a middle belt, but there isn't. All of it is considered to be North. So you know that is a lie. Now, let us clear this. We're going to clear that figure. Remember that figure, 45129,842. Please write it down as you're seeing it. Write it down. Oh, I would like you to write that down. Write that figure down. And please comment, give us thumbs up as you're watching. Write that figure down. We will share this broadcast. I'm going to share that section later on. Rest assured, this is the most important part of the discussion, to be honest with you. Everything else is, it was bringing us to this, is the preamble. But this is the central part of what we're saying. This is what every single Southerner and Middle Belt and Hausa man should see. Share this bit. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit like, comment, and share. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe to Citizen AY. Give us the thumbs up. Give us thumbs up. Share. This is really important. So that figure 45129 that you see on the screen, 842. Write it down, please. I'd like you to write that down. Write it down. So we're going to cancel that because I'm going to clear that now. And we're now going to go and add up the number for the so-called North. Let's go and add it up. So now, in the wisdom of the North Independent National Electoral Commission, in their wisdom, they have merged the Middle Belt with the South. They have merged it together, and they call them they've merged Middle Belt with the North. They've merged the Middle Belt with the North with no say. The Middle Belt have no say in whether or not they are part of the North or not. They are the North as far as the Inec are concerned. You can see Middle Belt is, let me just to reiterate and to buttress the point. Middle Belt is here we go. That is Middle Belt. You see, Middle Belt territory. It is in the middle there, Middle Belt, but it is not in INEC record. No, the Middle Belt and the North are one. So it's a fraud. It's a fraud. But let's carry on. So we are going to now add up the South and the North. We're going to add up the North. So let me just quickly go up to the North to show you what their North is. Look, their North is Northwest, Northeast, North Central. Taking away, there is no Middle Belt. There is zero Middle Belt. Oh, there is no Middle Belt. As far as they're concerned, the people, that land is empty. It is all belong to the North. Are you following me? Is this making sense? Please type 1 if this makes sense and share. Leave comments. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Please share. So let us show you. So you can see that now. So now let's go and do this for them. So now this is what we are now going to add up. We're going to add up the INEC Northwest, North Central, and Northeast that has omitted Middle Belt. They have omitted Middle Belt. Oh, they have omitted it. But let us watch. Now, so they are going to go and do that now. So let's do this now. So we, according to their own figures, oh, as far as the INEC is concerned, there is no Middle Belt. There is no, it's all North. So let us now go and look at this. So we're going to add this up now. So the Northwest is this figure here. Yeah? So Northwest has this figure. Let's go and look at it. So I'm going to write it here. 22672,373. So I'm putting it up so that you can see it as it is happening live. So that there's no, I'm not trying to massage the figures. I'm giving you facts. So when you watch this later on, what I want you to do is to share, because I'm going to reshare this post. I'm going to reshare this particular one, just that section. I will share it on as many platforms as possible, and I want you to just look at that. And every obedient should look at that figure and begin to question and begin to say, okay, if we say we vote, what if they don't see the whole of the Middle Belt is it's North to them. So already they've won this election without a single vote, because they're telling you that the North has 51,173,174, which I'm going to show you now. So 22672.37 22,672,373 million people, yeah, eligible voters in the Northwest. So now let's look at the next one, the Northwest, and then North Central, and of course finally Northeast. So we're going to add North Central. So North Central says, how much does North Central say? It says, and I'm just trying to show you the trickery. And we look, that election is a fraud. That election is a fraud from top to bottom. You can quote me. Now let's go and look at this. So here we go. So plus, so let's type it in as you see it, 1 5, and you can do this yourself on your own computer, 568. Sorry about that. We're going to come back to it. I just want to make sure it doesn't go off. 1568. So here, 568. Oh, yeah. 363. So you can see the numbers are the same. No. Sorry. Sorry about that. Let me just cancel that. Can you go back? Yeah, you can go back. Yes, you can. 15680. Yeah. 438. Sorry about that. 438. I was a little bit trigger happy because I want to get it right. So why 15680 438? So you can see the figures as it's going along. Please share and comment. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, please. I urge you all as you're watching this, because this is really important. Share. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are only here to expose the lies, and we want to wake up, open the eyes of the obedient who believe that they're going to win this election. You're not going to win it. You're not. I'm telling you, categorically, you're not. You can never win this election. You can never win this election. Never. You can never win it, because you are going to require what they call the North to support you, and you won't get that support according to them, because they control the numbers. Now, so let's go plus. So that's 38,352,811. Now, the Northwest, you have the North. The North comprises of, according to them, Northwest, North Central, and then the Northeast. Okay, so let us now look at the final figure for the Northeast. The Northeast is here. So let's go and look at that. So we're going to add that one to it. So here's the calculator. So we go plus and we add that. So please go ahead and do the same thing. I want you to do it yourself so that you can see what is being done here. So sorry. Okay, 1, 2. So let's go back here. 8, 2, 0. Yeah, 3, 6, 3. Now, so you can see that. So now the North, according to them, has 51,173,174 registered voters. Now, when you subtract the North eligible voters from the South, let us see what we will get. Remember, the South, they said the whole of the South. Keep in mind, there is no middle belt. There's no, as far as they're concerned, middle belt is part of the North, as far as they're concerned. Keep that in mind, though. So, the whole of the South now, we're going to minus the whole of the South according to their figures. Oh, watch now. Minus, yeah, 45, yeah, 129. You can do the same thing yourself. Let's see if you come to the same figure as me. Even after you watch this broadcast, do this and see if you come to a different figure to me, because that will be. We just need to know. So it says 6,043,332. So North has more than 6 million votes. The North, according to Inec, has more than 6 million votes than the South. Remember, there is no middle belt. As far as the Inec is concerned, the middle belt is not reflected in the Inec records. So already, you know, this is a fraud. There is a middle belt, by the way. Here is the evidence of it. Please, so we are clear. There is a middle belt. You see, that middle belt should not be counted as part of the North. So already, INEC figures are suspect. INEC figures are suspect. The election is already rigged. The election is already rigged. I'm showing you what you can do this calculation yourself. I will post the link for that gazette. I will show you. I'll post the link. You can go and do the same calculation, what you see on the screen, and you see me highlighting it. So you can do the same thing word for word and see the trickery. This is fraud. That is a fraud of the highest order. This is not this. Look at the figure. Look, the middle belt is here. That's the middle belt. They should have a number for the middle belt. The middle belt is not part of the North. It isn't. But they have counted it as that. Look up here. Remember, let me show you. Let me see if I can do this. I'm just going to let me bring it down here, and then I'll just show you. See that? So let's do this. Let's even do it like this. I want you to just see, just forget the lower side. Look at that. See? I want you to see. This is the northeast. Where is middle belt in their figures? Where is the middle belt? Where is the middle belt in the figures of the Inec, the Not Independent National Electoral Commission? Where is the middle belt? Where is the middle belt? The middle belt are not counted as a group. They're not counted at all. They are counted as part of the North, which means that the figures are a fraud. And millions of middle belt people have been displaced. None of it reflected in the records. Indeed, Ahmed Wase prevented Macbilla from tabling a motion that to tell the House of Reps that the people of the Tiv people are being displaced from their land by Fulanis. Ahmed Wase said no, because it's been tabled by Tiv people who are living in USA. They could not table a motion. So this is what you're calling, and you are going to depend on this obedience. Obedient people, come and listen to this. When you finish, please share this broadcast. Obedient, and specifically Peter Obi, message to Peter Obi. This is a direct message to Peter Obi and Obi Dati, that they need to understand what we have just shown them. There is no reflection or mention of the middle belt people in this in Inec figures. It only talks about North, and that is not right. That is a huge discrepancy that cannot be ignored. It cannot what? It cannot be ignored. It cannot be ignored. And I want to show you something. I want to show you one more thing. There's another thing I'm going to show you. So the figures are there. I've put it there. We can pack that and come back to it again. So that's number one. Now, let us go and do one more thing. There is something I'm going to go and show you about this map. And I would like you to share it with people as well. And in a way, this is giving us a way to actually break this down in a bit more detail. And please, when you get this podcast, share it. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do subscribe. Please do assist us. You have accounts and things that you can help us with. And I'll give opportunity for people to call in, if you want to call in. But I want to make sure we share this. Unfortunately, the broadcast was interrupted far too many times, so people have left. But the information is as correct as is. Nobody can dispute it. And the map, the pictures, I'm showing you pictures. Let me show you again. I'm showing you. Let me move it up so you can see what I'm saying. I don't know if you can see. Let me move it to the side. In fact, I'll do this. Can I make it smaller? Yeah, I can. Yes, I did. Indeed, I can. So let me do that. I'm going to just make it smaller just for the purposes of the discussion and to raise the awareness. Okay, so now. Okay, I am going to just do, I'm going to hide this one because we can come back to that. I've got the figures written down. And those of you who are watching this, you can watch it. Watch this now. Now, the federal government of Nigeria is saying, they are saying that as far as they're concerned, there is only North Central, Northeast, and Northwest. There is no Middle Belt territory. They are all North. And the people of the North have all decided they are all going to be North. So the people of the North are going to vote one way. As far as they've already, by inference of saying that, they have lumped the whole of the Middle Belt with the North. So that when they're voting, the vote will be counted as that of the North. That there's more people in the North. Remember, this is what I'm trying to show you. Before Peter Obi, please make sure you get this. Because they have the failure of the federal government to separate the Middle Belt from the North means that they are going to tabulate the whole of the Middle Belt with the North in this election. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do. So when they put this in front of you and say, well, 94 billion have voted. When they did this is a trick. This is a trick. They're looking at the numbers. They don't want you to look at what I've just shown you. They don't want you to look at this breakdown that I'm providing to you. They don't want you to see that. And that breakdown, according to them, without any middle belt, with no middle belt, the North has 51 million people 6 million votes more than the South. In their eyes. I hope you are following me. I hope you are following what I'm showing you. That's why when I said that this is like a serious, this is it's like throwing a huge how can I explain it? Throwing a huge spanner into the works. So please do share this broadcast, but I want you to see the breakdown. It is important that you see that number there. Please, when you go back and play this yourself, do the same calculation. If you come to a different number, let me know. And also, on top of that, look at the territory I am showing you on the screen. As far as the Inec is concerned, there is no middle belt. Do you see? As far as the Inec, the non-independent National Electoral Commission that was put in place via the 1999 fraudulent 1999 Constitution, which is the promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. As far as they're concerned, there is no middle belt. But this is what you are supposed to rely on. The same non-independent National Electoral Commission who have rigged, who have blatantly stolen the land from middle belt and classed them as enough, are the same people we're supposed to rely on for the result of the coming election on the 25th of February 2023. Wow. Wow, my people, wake up. Wake up. Obi people, may una wake up. Now when una go receive sense, we are showing you breakdown. Look at that picture. Look. That's the middle belt. You see? That is the middle belt there. In the National Electoral Commissioner report map, there is no middle belt. Straight away, that's a fraud. Straight away, that's na fraud. You cannot rely on Inec. I keep telling you that you cannot rely on Inec result. And Mahmoud Yakub, and this is clear evidence. The fact that the UK has allowed Mahmoud Yakub to come and present. Let me show you, see if I can find that thing. I'm going to show you Mahmoud Yakub. Based on this, I need to put him right in the middle of this so we understand that everything he's saying, he does not, for 1 second, there's no mention of middle belt in this. None. So let's go and show you what he said. I want to bring that to you because it's important in the middle of all of this. Then I will come back to one critical thing for you to understand. Because it's important. I'm not interested in that one. It's Irabu Kaka. So all of that it's all smoke screen. I'm not interested. Let's go and look at, I want you to look at something. Let's go and look at this. Yes, sorry. I just had to get myself together. So I want you to look at something. No, not here. So we're gonna quickly just change tack a little bit. Let me go and get this for you. I need to get this for you. It's a very important thing. It was shown, I showed it on Citizen AY yesterday. But I want to quickly go and get you something. Let me get you something quickly. Because I want you to see this thing here. Where is it? Okay, Kwakansu was talking yesterday, and that's what I wanted to bring your attention to. So live yesterday, here we go, live here. I want you to listen to his word for a few minutes. Sorry about that. Just make sure you change it quickly. I'll move that away quickly. Because I don't want that to be there. That's not what I want at all. It's a good job there's no I don't want that there at all. Skip. Okay. Now, it may be that I might actually not play that. In fact, I'm not going to do that. But you can see it. I'm going to let you see it. It is on Citizen AY. You can watch it there, but I'm going to play it from another section because I don't want to play that. I don't want the ads, the voices to come out from the ad because they will try and use that as a way to block the thing, and I don't want that to happen. So let's have a look at this. Let's go and look at this one. I just want to because it's important that we look at things critically. We have to look at things critically. Where is it? Not that one. Not that one. I think it is it. Is it that one? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry about that. That was a complete mess of what happened yesterday, but we're not doing that now. What we're doing is this one. I think that's this one. Is that it? Yes. I don't know what happened there. Oh, welcome to Season Where the platform where we speak truth to power. We are just trying to bring as much information to you.
Consequently, we believe.
Sorry about that. We're not going to play that. I won't be able to play this. I didn't realize it had taken root so much.
In the ages of 18 and
so, okay, I'm not going to play that because I don't want it to be having that in the background. I'm going to find a way to do this. 1 second, please. I need to try and make sure you hear it without any interruptions. Anyway, you know what? The most important thing is that he was talking yesterday. No mention was made about the middle belt in this discussion. I think, in fact, I'll leave it. No mention was made about the fact that there was no middle belt. No mention was made of middle belt in his discussions. And I think it is something that we should really be cognizant of in the discussions that we are having. So it goes here. So this goes back to where I'm trying to put here and goes, 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get my bearings again. So that needs to be there. And then, of course, oh, no. No, not that one. Sorry. Oh, boy. It's gone. Okay, we will. Oh, no, it's not gone. Sorry. Okay, so that is very important for us. But now, so just keep that in mind, please, to see that the Inec figure does not reflect middle belt. And middle belt are a group of people, millions of people. That means that lands have been taken over with Fulanis right before our eyes. That means that lands have been taken over by Fulanis right before our eyes. The figure for the North is a fraud. The figures for the number, the 51 million for the North is a fraud. It is a fraud. It is a barefaced fraud. We need to be shouting about this from the rooftops, all of us. We need to wake all you OB people. Better wake up. Wake up quick, oh. No, wake up, oh. You need to wake up. You've been hoodwinked. You've been lied to. This is a fraud. This is a barefaced fraud, oh. Barefaced fraud. This is a fraud. When you get this broadcast, good day, Charles Era. Charles Era, thank you so much, my brother. Let me just pin your words here because I want to make sure that as you're coming in, give us a thumbs up as well. Very, very important. Let me just see if I can. I'm trying to pin people on here, but I can't seem to pin it for some reason. But anyway, I will come back to it, no doubt. Don't worry. I will find a way to get it done. Here we go. Okay. I think I can pin it there. I just knew there was something that was odd about it. Yeah. So I'm going to pin you there. So please, as you're coming in, know that this is a huge fraud. Oh. There is no middle belt. Oh. Everybody coming in, please share this. Make people see. May una can't see fraud. Oh. This na fraud. Oh. Na fraud. Na fraud. Oh. Now, make I call show. Now, bet not vex. Oh. This is fraud. This is the map of the Inec. In the map of Inec, there is no middle belt. Oh. Una see am? In the map of Inec, please share this broadcast. Oh. May una share them. Share. In the map of Inec, there is no middle belt. All of that is North. And what they say, how much is the whole of the North? They say it's 51 million. Of that 51 million, they say the South has only 45 million. And they say, guess how much the North is more than the South in their eyes? 6 million. Let me show you. If I hope I can. Let me drop it down. Can you really show? I'm just trying to make sure you can see it. So the North has more voters than the South. They're saying the North has 6 million more voters than the South. But there is no middle belt. There is no middle belt. There is no middle belt, yo. May una see fraud. May una see 6 million and 332,000 eligible voters. May una see fraud, oh. Una not see fraud? This na fraud, oh. not Independent National Electoral Commission na fraud. I not tell you now. I not tell you now. All una obedient. I not tell you now. Make una come explain how una go take win this election. My brother, help me, Charles Eda. May una help me tell my obedient brothers. Make them come inside. Come here Tori. Make them come here Tori. Make them shine their eye. Make them shine and make them wake up sharp. Because waiting day for ground so na fraud. I be a lie. Waiting day for ground so na fraud. Oh. I be a lie, my brother. Na fraud day ground. Make una type 1 if una see wetin na dey talk so. This na fraud. You know why? How we be say they go tell us say the North get 51 get 51,173,174 voters. Say the South get 45,129,842 voters. But they not get middle belt. Now where middle belt dey? This na middle belt. Una dey follow? This na middle belt for the way supposed to here. E no dey inside their own map. E no dey inside their own map. Make them come explain. This na fraud. My people, make we shout am. Make una this na fraud. This na fraud. Abeg, if you see wetin I dey talk, type 1. Whether you dey watch am now, abi you watch am after. Make you type 1 as you dey see wetin I dey talk. So this na fraud. Charles Eze, my brother, how you see am? How you see am? Make you help me. Make una help me share this broadcast. Make una help me share this broadcast too. We no get middle belt inside the map. How we can't be say we no get middle belt? They can't tell us a middle belt supposed dey inside the map. I be not be thief people then displaced come up from the land where Charles Miller won't try race for inside the parliament, but they no agree make you do am. They no agree. Charles Eda, thank you so much. God bless you, my brother. Make we help. This not fraud. This not daylight robbery. One obedient call to tell us say you go win. How you go take win this election? I want know. How you go take win election where they don't rig from beginning? They no get inside the Inec map. They no get middle belt. Inside the Inec map, them no get middle belt. Oh, they no get middle belt. Inside the Inec map, middle belt no dey. Now you be say there's can't count middle belt as the North. Then add people where they middle belt, where then they displaced come up from the land. They add them inside the North. She no be Ojoro be that. I bet may una help me share this broadcast too. May una help me share this broadcast because I won't make people see we not supposed to trust the election. I don't talk am. We not supposed to trust this election. Na fraud. We not supposed to trust this election. Na fraud. This na fraud. This na barefaced fraud. This na fraud. This na fraud. Na fraud. As patience, good luck. Jonathan can talk. There is God. 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 I be alive. My people, where could I help you? How you take here? Because this one na fraud. Make I 1 second. This na fraud. I be not be so. Make una can't see fraud, my people. This na fraud. I dey explain am to now. Them talk say the record. Well, make I show. Them talk say according to Inec, the whole of North then get 51 million people where they eligible for vote. For the map where they show us, this one pass North too. Not supposed to be top for that top. They can't put North Central. All of this cause where middle belt? Where middle belt? Where middle belt inside the Inec map, because middle belt deal, but they not sure. Them not sure. My people, make una help me share this broadcast. Eh? Waiting there for ground, so no be small. Oh. This na fraud, oh, my people. Chai, my people, this na fraud. Make I, if una fit share am, make una help me share am, oh, because waiting we dey do, waiting we see so. This na bare-faced fraud, oh. This na fraud. I go talk am, make I begin to shout am. Na fraud, oh. This na fraud. This na fraud. This na bare-faced fraud. And they want trick una with fraud. Make una no gree, oh. Make una no gree. I beg. Make una no gree, oh. Make una no gree, oh. I dey show una. I don't talk how them take the trick all of us. All of una with lies. I don't talk. Talk. Nobody want hear. Can't see fraud though. Make una can't see fraud. I go explain them again. Because waiting there for ground so. My people. You know good though. Make una can't see fraud though. So I'm just trying to. I don't want make people see waiting they go on. Can't see fraud, oh, my people. Can't see fraud, oh. Can't see fraud, oh. Can't see fraud, oh. Can't see fraud. Can't see fraud, oh. Can't see fraud, my people. Can't see fraud, oh. Me una can't see fraud. Because waiting there for ground too, as I dey show now. Now fraud, oh. These people, they don't lie finish, come out our land, oh. Obi no go win, oh. This one no because. Obi no go win this one, oh. This one no because, oh. Obi no go fit win nothing. This one no because. Now waiting we dey see. Now here they talk so. May una help share this broadcast. I won't share them again. Make I fit. I want the. I get one more where I want show now. I want, you know. I want make I just do this quickly. I'll hook on. I don't talk am. Come and see the barefaced fraud that the National Electoral has shown is presenting to the whole world as fact. Yeah, they presented this as fact. They presented it to the whole world as fact, and it isn't a fact. It's a lie. It is a huge, huge lie. It's a huge lie because what they're doing is they will show this and say, "Oh, this is what we've done." But in actual fact, they are hiding everything from us. Please share this broadcast. Please share this broadcast. I need to make people, let me just see if I can get, because I want people to help me with this. This is really important because what we've just uncovered now is shocking. The obedient people need to understand though. Let me just show this. I need to do this quickly because if you can share it to people, what we are talking about now, I just want to pause and I'm going to run through this again. Because I want people to help me with this. You need to, this information is so hot that we need to be, let me just see if I can get, let me see if Mayugo can, I'm going to speak to Mayugo and others so that this message can get out to people because, by people, what is going on now is nothing short of, you know, let me just go that here. 1 minute. Oh. One minute, oh, please. Oh, I'm just writing this stuff to. One minute, oh. I'd like to call you in actually, if I can. 1 minute, oh. Let me just see if I can bring Mayegun on board because this is so important. Peter Emmanuel, thank you very much. Peter Emmanuel, welcome on board. Please share this broadcast. I wanted to hold and talk to you all. Peter Emmanuel, what you are seeing on the screen, quickly, as you're watching, share with people. Charles, Peter Emmanuel, yes, I'll indicate. Look at this, my brother. I'll take that figure away. In the Inec map, northwest, northeast, north central, and then southwest, south, southeast. There is no middle belt in the map. Oh, there is no middle belt. Can you see, my brother? There is no middle belt in the map. Let me just. I'm gonna just, I'll pin your number. I'll pin you there, Peter Emmanuel. There is no middle belt in the map. No middle belt. Now look at the map of the north. Look at the map of the north. Can you look at the map of the north? The north is only there at the top. There should be a middle belt. Now, the INEC are saying that 45 million, the number of people in the north that has a lot of votes, the total number of voters in the north is 51 million. And the total number of votes in the south is 45 million, which means that if you take away 51 from 45, there is 6 million. The north has 6 million more votes than the south. And there is no middle belt. Nobody is explaining that. Nobody is explaining that. So I hope this makes sense to you. This is something that we should all get on board. All of the obedience need to understand what we have just uncovered live on air. We literally have just uncovered this live on air moments ago, and we've been talking about it. I needed to bring this to all our attention. We need the whole world to see the trickery. This is a barefaced lie. Look at the figure. I want you to keep looking at that figure. Look at I'm going to put this in the middle. So I want you to see. Can you see? As far as the not independent National Electoral Commission are concerned, they believe firmly that how can I put it now? 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get this right. That they believe, in their own words, they believe that the north includes the middle belt, and that's a lie. And on that basis, they're saying that the north has 51 million voters, and that's not the truth. That's a lie. Look at the Nina's map. The Nina's map shows the middle belt in the middle. Where is the middle belt? Where's the middle belt in the map of the INEC? Where's the middle belt? Where is middle belt? Where is middle belt? That's the question that we're going to put. I'm going to put it. Oh, I can't put it in there because it will just mess the thing up. I wanted to put something here, but I can't. But I will try and say, I'm going to try and put it in there. Where is the middle belt? Where is middle belt? So I hope that makes sense. Peter Emmanuel, does that make sense to you? So please, I'm going to try and call Mayegun and actually talk about this. I don't know if I can. I've sent this to others as well. I'm going to share with others. So I want us all to please just watch this. Just watch, because this is huge. What we are talking about here is absolutely huge. We cannot trust the not independent National Electoral Commission. We cannot trust it. We cannot trust the not independent. I'm going to actually send it to Showore as well. I'm sending this to Show as well as I speak to you, because they need to be aware of what is going on. He may know. But let me just go, So I'm going to just do that. I'm trying to show to people this is a lie. So Peter Emmanuel, if you're there, please share this broadcast. I'm going to share it with as many people as possible. I'm going to just because what is going on here, it is nothing short of it is a fraud. It is a fraud. This is a fraud which I am going to explain over and over and over. If you are watching us, this is the barefaced fraud that the people who are in government, that Mahmoud Yakub yesterday, he was on TV telling us that the election is transparent. We are showing you, according to the pictures here, I'm trying to show you. Let me see if I can make this smaller still. I can't. Okay. I'm trying to show you that according to the not independent National Electoral Commission, based on their figures, on their map, there is no middle belt. And on that basis, the North has got 51 million voters. The South has got 45. But what they're not telling you is that there is middle belt. So the middle belt is being counted as part of the North, which is a fraud. The middle belt cannot be counted as part of the North. The middle belt cannot be counted as part of the North. So let me just make sure I put that down and in a way that, the middle belt cannot, I'm going to put it down. The middle belt is being counted as part of the North. A huge fraud. So let me just put that down. I'm going to try and make sure it's being counted. So, it is really important that we understand what has been done here. This is a huge fraud. A huge fraud. And they said, the numbers are correct, and that's what they presented. Based on, so I hope this is making sense to you all. Those of you watching, if you're watching for the first time, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is such an important piece of information that I want you to share this broadcast, because we have just on air explained and exposed the fact that the not independent Inec has taken out the middle belt as part of the nation, and they've considered the whole of the middle belt as part of the North, which is a fraud. This is a fraud of unimaginable proportions, and the implications for the elections on the 25th of February 2023 is huge. It means that whatever Obi says in the elections, they consider the people in they are not, the result will not be as he wanted. They are not going to present the real result. They are going to present the result they want, which is a Fulani man winning or Emilokon winning with Shetima in place. Obi can never win this election. Obi can never win this election. If you see what I am showing you, Obi can never win this election. It is important to understand that the North says that they have 51,173,174 million voters. The North says that. And that includes, this is why I want you to understand, and I'll keep saying this, and that includes the whole of the middle belt. It says Northwest, Northeast, North Central. There is no middle belt in their calculation at all. They've taken out the whole of the middle belt. They call it North, which means the North, as far as they're concerned, the Thief people do not count. The Thief people are not represented in these numbers. They're not in any way, shape, or form. Please type 1 if what I'm saying resonates with you. So I am showing you what is going on. We need people to please help us, share this broadcast. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. It is of immense importance. What we are seeing here is a barefaced robbery. It is barefaced robbery. The INEC figures of 93,000 what they showed to the world is this. This is what they showed to the world. This is what they showed to the world. Yeah? I want to reiterate this again. And I cannot overemphasize how important the fraud is. I cannot overemphasize the magnitude of the fraud that they've carried out. This is a huge fraud. They've showed to the world that there's 93 million voters. And they showed men and women. But they did not. Yesterday, they did not talk about the breakdown in terms of Northerners and Southerners and Middle Belt. They didn't. But in the Gazette of and I'm going to show you, the Gazette of the 2nd of August 2022, this is the thing they showed. This is what they showed us. They showed us the Northwest, Northeast, North Central. No Middle Belt. No Middle Belt. So the Middle Belt cannot be considered to be part of the North. I put it strongly, firmly, emphatically, that the Middle Belt cannot be considered to be part of the North. So, in that case, the figure of 51 million for the North is a fraud. The figure for 51 million voters in the North is a fraud because it contains the Middle Belt, and the Middle Belt are being displaced. There is no way they're going to vote with the North. Are you following me? I hope this is making sense. I don't want to end this broadcast. I want people to help me share this broadcast because we need to shout about it. We got about 5 weeks before the elections and nobody is talking about this. We need to raise the alarm. This is a fraud. My people, may now wake up. May now wake up. This is a barefaced fraud and we need to expose it. I'm sorry if my voice is raised, but I want you to please help me share this broadcast far and wide. Please share far and wide. We need you all to help me share this broadcast. We need to reach more people. The people, if you have people in, I'm going to share it in, let me go, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do this now. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do it in all of these places. And because what we need to do now, this is beyond party politics. This is a fraud of unimaginable proportion. This is a fraud of unimaginable proportion. And we need to wake up. It is time we woke up because this is a fraud that is being carried out right before our eyes. We need to wake up. I urge you to please share this broadcast. Share it on all platforms that you can think of because, you know, this, what they have done, there is, as far as they're concerned, there is no North, there is no Middle Belt. If you look at the map, and I'm showing you, and they're telling us that the North, as far as they're concerned, includes the Middle Belt, which makes their number 51 million against the South of 45 million, which means that with the inclusion of the Middle Belt, the North are saying that they are 51 million. They are not 51 million. We need to know the breakdown of the Middle Belt. Where is the breakdown of the Middle Belt? Please shout this from the rooftop. We need to know the breakdown of the Middle Belt. Where is the Middle Belt? Where's the breakdown of the Middle Belt? We want people to please wake up and join us. I'm going to try and call Tony Nadi, even as I speak to you now, because this is what he has been saying, and I hope this is making sense. The figures that they're showing us is not true. Let me see. Let me see if I can call Tony. Let me see if I can, and talk about this. Because this is severe. This is so. Let me see if I can. Expose further this bombshell, this fraud, the Inec fraud. This is a barefaced fraud that we cannot allow to go on unquestioned. Please, if you're watching this broadcast, this is so important because the numbers that they're telling us, it is not right. It is a fraud. So I am willing to wait. I'm willing to talk about this in a manner to expose this. We cannot be silent. This is you can see I'm struggling with my words. I am literally struggling with what I'm trying to the words I'm using here, because it is so, I am so astounded that this has been going on, and many of us have just been silent about what is going on. We are busy talking about, oh, we want this. Right before our eyes, these guys are carrying out the audacious, barefaced lie. They are carrying out a barefaced lie. Middle Belt is not part of the North. Middle Belt is not part of the North. And that's what we need to expose. Middle Belt is not part of the North. Middle Belt. Please share this broadcast to my brothers. Everybody, I'm trying to share it to as many platforms as I can think of, because what we are talking about here is this is so fundamental. If our people can understand what is being said now, it can make enormous, untold difference to the outcome of this even this election, and it would bring closer the need for us, the need for us to go for referendum. This confirms why we're going for referendum, because as I'm talking to you, the Middle Belt, by not being represented in this map, is evidence that the Middle Belt people are being silenced in their own land. The picture that you're seeing on the screen is not reflecting the Middle Belt. It was published on the 2nd of August 2022 with no mention of the Middle Belt. And as you can see on the NINA's map, there is a Middle Belt territory. The federal government of Nigeria has completely wiped out the Middle Belt. And they are telling us that the Middle Belt are going to vote with the North automatically. That's the message. How do you see this? Please share this broadcast. I'm willing to wait here for people to come and join us online and discuss this, because this is quite shocking. And there is one more part that I'm going to explain, but I need more people to join this broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. As you're watching me live, I am going to do something. I'm going to play you the video. Let me go and find that video. I'm going to play you the video of Mahmoud Yakub yesterday talking about the election. We're going to play it, but I want you to have in mind that as you are listening to it, be very clear. He makes no mention of the fact that the breakdown of the demographics and the areas, the southern and the northern areas, he makes no mention of the fact that what they are telling us is that 45 million people make up the South. Now, I want you to even make that point even stronger. Listen to Kanayo. This message should go to the people who the OB people. This message should go to them. Somebody should send this message to the OB people, Peter Obi camp, because what we're saying here, I want them to watch this. So watch and listen to what Kanayo says here, and listen towards the end, the bit where he talks about the number of people in the South. Even they make that mistake, and we need to point it out to them urgently. Now watch.
I'm making this post as a member of the Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party, but targeted at Igbos all through the nation Nigeria.
Listen.
We have to preach to the Igbos who reside outside the Southeast to stay put wherever they reside. All these rumors of wars, attacks are geared towards putting fear into the Igbos to live where they are. And that is not going to work. They want them to flee to the east and return after the elections. It's not going to work. This video is to speak boldness into our Southeast brothers and sisters, to make them understand that he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. There's no need. Do not try to make any attempt
Watch. Listen on.
Stay out of where you reside, because that's a design to reduce our numbers. We don't have to die many times before our death. Only a foot does. Death will come when it will come, yes, but nobody's going to die. It is very critical, this election. I will stay put wherever we are. That's the only way 25% of votes in the 36 states of the Federation can be guaranteed for our brother Peter Obi. He rose from a man of the Southeast extraction to a national movement and consciousness. That we must accept. Now let me bring some basic facts to you. From the facts released by Inec, voter registration, at the time of the report I got, the Southeast has 10.5 million something votes. South-South, 14.226 votes. Southwest, 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million votes. Voters registered, actually. North Central, 14.3 something million. Northeast, 12 point something million. Northwest.
Listen on. So now, let me go back again. Listen to the last bit. Please listen to the last bit. I want you to listen to the last bit. Please share this podcast.
10.5 million something votes.
Listen to the last bit again.
South.
Please share. Share this broadcast, please.
Southwest, 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million.
So he said it's 42 point something million. But what he's forgetting is that the 42 point something million is only relating to what they showed here. It's very important to understand. As far as they are concerned, and Peter Obi should understand, please pass this message to you, Peter Obi, urgently. This is an urgent message to Peter Obi. Now, look at this. I'm going to show you what I mean. And please pass this message. In fact, get him to come and watch this live video right now. Get Peter Obi. If anybody can get Peter Obi to watch the live video right now, we can explain. You know, what I'm showing you, what you are seeing is the map of the North as far as the Fulanis are concerned. They are taking Middle Belt as part of the North. You know, and then they are using that to say, and you listen to the words of Anongo. What's the name of the guy? Sorry. Listen to the words again of Kanayo. Listen to the words of Kanayo in a second. But let me just go back to show you why Peter Obi needs to come in here and understand that this is the game is over. Unless he rapidly gets out there, the game is over. Because Kanayo accepts the government numbers of 42 million, and that can never be the case. There are more than 42 million people in the South and Middle Belt. The North counts the Middle Belt as part of the North, and that is a fraud. You cannot count the Middle Belt as part of the North. That is a fraud. That is a huge fraud. Now, let me just say, so the North counts Middle Belt. So they swear. So let me just say now. So I'm just putting this here. So I'm writing this onto the Twitter page of Peter Obi. So if somebody can send this message to Peter Obi, for them and all of the obedience to look at what I am showing you now and see that what you say, 45, you said 42 million is the number for the South. In actual fact, it's 45 million based on the 2nd of August 2022 Gazette as released by Inec. There are 45 million voters from the South. But what Inec does not explain and separate out is the Middle Belt. The Middle Belt, what is the number of the Middle Belt? Instead, the Middle Belt is being added to the North. That is a fraud. Peter Obi needs to know that now. So please share that broadcast, this broadcast, share it. So INEC has illegally added Middle Belt to the North. Yes. Illegally added Middle Belt to the North. So added Middle Belt to the North. So I'm just showing you what is going on. And we need to wake up urgently. And I urge you all to join us. 1 second, please. I'm just putting this as I'm talking to you live. I'm doing this live now. I am on the Twitter page of Peter Obi directly, and I am confident in what I'm saying. And people should help us share this message, because those of you that are talking about One Nigeria, this is exactly what I have been saying about One Nigeria. It is a fraud, and you are looking at it on the screen. You are looking at it on the screen. What you are looking at is the People's Gazette of the 2nd of August 2022, where Inec released result. And they gave you, they said the Northwest. This is INEC result. You see? This is INEC. Northwest, Southeast registered voters says INEC. This is INEC report. What you're looking at is INEC report there. It's not me. This is INEC report. And based on that, Obi cannot accept, he must not accept that the vote, that the middle belt is part of the North. He must not accept that. He must not. Obi must not accept that the middle belt is part of the North. To swell the figures, the northern figures to 51 million, the North figures to swell. Let me just put it up here. So let me just put it up here. So please share this message to swell the northern figures to 51 million. Combined total North figures to 51 million. So 1 minute, please. I'm gonna wait to 51 million. I want Peter Obi and others to come in here to 51 million. So we just need to be very, very clear about what we're saying here. To 51 million voters against the North South 42. 51 million voters. 1 minute. Oh. As against, yeah, the South's okay. So I'm trying to get this working. 51 million. So let me see if I can share this now. Electoral. Okay. So can I share? I'm trying to see if I can share this. 1 second, please. Are you there? Who is watching me now? Please share. Can you share this to all Obi people? Obi that, Obi Diot, and I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say. I apologize. Obi Dati is what I'm trying to say. Obedience. Please, this is such an important message, and we are trying to make alert the people. Alert the people. So let me just put this here. I'm going to try and be very, very direct about what I'm saying here. I just want this to be something that people can look at and really take from urgently. It's not even about what I'm thinking. It's not about this is not about personal gain now. This is about the future of the coming generation. And what we're showing you, what I've just shown you now, what I've just said now, it is so shocking if we do not take action to deal with that. We need somebody who's speaking with Obi to get in touch and actually, so I can explain in detail what this means for his his chances of winning this election. The chances of Obi winning this election now has now fallen to zero. The chances of Obi winning this election has fallen to zero. If you are watching this and you are an Obi person, Obi fan, call us on +44 7399 580 606. Call in. I'm willing to take a call. I'm willing to actually discuss this with you. It is very important. What happened now? It is very, very clear. It is very, very clear that the election is rigged. Because, and I was going to go and explain one further bit, but this is so important. Now, listen again. Please listen to what Anango, I think is Anango, Ananyo. Let me see. Listen to Kanayo. Listen to the words of Kanayo. Listen to his words again, please. I want you to listen to his words towards the end. Listen now. Listen to this. He said, listen to this.
The Southeast has 10.5 million something votes.
Okay, now.
South, 14.226 votes.
Okay.
Southwest, 17 point something. So
okay.
Total for the South is 42 point something million votes.
So he said 42 point something million votes. But what Kanayo has failed to see is what I'm about to show you. What about the middle belt? Why is it that the middle belt is being counted and added to the north? The number of, we need to have that figures, because that way we can be able to separate out what is going on when they announce the result. This is a fraud. We need the middle belt figures to be separate from the north. We urgently, all of the people who are in this election, so this impacts this impacts everyone, all of the candidates. We need the middle belt separated out. This is the second. What you are looking at, let me take this away for a second. I'll come back. Look at this. Please look at this. People's Gazette, Northwest, Southwest have the highest registered vote, says Inec. This is an Inec report. And we need the people to rapidly, and I mean urgently now. 1 second, please. 1 second. Oh, man. Hello, can you hear me? Please share this broadcast. This is Kanayo says that the Northwest, the Southwest, Southeast, and South has 45 million votes. Fine, 42 million votes. And I'm actually telling you that the actual figure for the South is this: 45,129,842. Now the North says that they have 51,173,174. But I'm saying to Peter Obi, he should insist. Peter Obi should insist that the middle belt is separated from the north, so we know the figures. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to put it down now. So let me just put it down. Let me just put it down. So now, respectfully. So let me just put it down. So I'm just writing it on his page right now on Twitter. Okay, let me just put it up here so you can see. This is live. Because this is the future of the coming generations. So I want you all to I'm trying to get the words out. Let me just put this up here quickly so you can see it. 1 second, please. I'm just going to write this as I'm speaking to you. So it's a matter of urgency, even for Omoyele Sowore. And I'm going to try and reach out to him if I can. I'm going to try and reach out to him too. I don't know if this will make any sense to them. The time is short, but we need the figure for the middle belt to be separated from the middle belt. The middle belt cannot be considered to be north. If you do that, you have accepted the lie. The middle belt must be reflected in these figures. The north, this is a lie. This is a barefaced lie that is put in front of all of us. And we need to reject it. That election is a fraud. Now, hang on a minute. Let me just go to so let me just go. So okay, so see that they're trying to do a trick now. They're trying to do a trick, and you mustn't let it happen. You mustn't. Peter Obi, I insist. I am telling you, I am not a supporter, but I'm telling you, you must contest. You must demand that the middle belt be separated. The numbers for the middle belt be separated from the north. So, this is a huge fraud. So, I'm just writing that on this page, and we need to take it. This is a huge fraud, and I'm going to pin this broadcast, and I hope they can watch it, and I can explain exactly what I'm talking about. This is a huge fraud. Please watch. Please join. So I'm putting that here, and people may not see it. I'm going to try and speak to Omoyele Sowore at some point as well. I know they might not necessarily listen to what I'm saying, but that's not the point. The point I'm making here is this. Please share this broadcast. I'm going to try and find that. Look at this again. Please look. I'm going to play you Anango. Let me play you what Anango said. Please share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. It's very important. For the for the election less than 5 weeks away, there is a huge barefaced fraud going on right now. Right now, based on the figures. Let me show you what I mean. Listen to the figures as quoted by Kanayo. Kanayo said in his broadcast, and I'm going to show you. He counts the votes. Listen.
South, 14.226 votes. Southwest, 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million.
You see that? 42 point something million votes total for the South. But he doesn't factor in the middle belt. That's what I'm saying. He has forgotten about the middle belt. And the North are counting the middle belt as part of the North. This is a fraud. You cannot accept that, because if you do not count, there are some people in the middle belt that will vote for the South, for Peter Obi. But the North, the way they are counting the North, they are trying to tell you that the Northerners will vote. And the middle belt is not reflected in that figure according to the picture that they posted. The picture they posted says North Central. There is no middle belt. And here is the point that I want you to share with. I'm not moving from this point until I explain, and I will come back and explain it. If I have to pause and come back, I will. But I'm trying to show you, and I'm going to bring in the picture. Just yesterday, the Inec man did not say anything. Omo Balano, thank you very much. Good day, Moba. Good day. Yes, fraud. This is, I'm telling you, this is a huge. Share this broadcast, Omoba. Please share this broadcast. We can look. Forget about I want Yoruba Nation, but right now, tell everybody. This is a barefaced fraud. Look on the screen. Let me show you, please. Let me show you. Let me just get this to you. Look at that. Look at what they show you. You see the North, they are telling you that the North comes all the way down to the middle belt. This is a fraud. And we are going to accept this. Peter Obi should not accept this. Everybody should be on this case right now. This is a fraud. So they say to us that there is no middle belt. That the middle belt is now suddenly not central and not east. There is no middle belt. How many people in the middle belt have voted? Their number they should not be counted with the North. They should not be, thank you very much. Nigeria, they should not be counted with. We should be shouting. Everybody should be shouting. Everybody should be shouting on this. The election is 5 weeks away. I have been saying from day one that this is a fraud. This is a fraud. We need to wake up. Now wake up, my people. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. This is a huge fraud. Look at look. This is the middle belt. Where are they? Where are they? That's the election that people are waiting for. Thank you very much, my sister. That is it. That is it. This is a huge fraud. Terrible fraud. So I'm asking you all, those of you watching me, if please, for the sake of our nation, contact Peter Obi. I'm going to try and see if I can get Omoyele Sowore. Everybody should be on this case. This election should not take place. This is a fraud. This is a fraud. The future of the coming generation is about to be ripped from our hands. If this election takes place on the basis of what we're seeing right now. Mahmoud Yakub came to London, told us, oh, there's 93 million voters. But he did not tell you that they have added the middle belt to the North and said North has 51 million, which is a lie. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Kanayo. Here we go. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Kanayo. That is the spokesman for Peter Obi. This is the spokesman for. Listen to the words here, to the end. Listen to this. Listen.
Registration. At the time
Listen.
of the report I got.
Please share.
Southeast has.
Listen.
10.5 million something votes. South 14.226 votes.
Listen.
Southwest 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million.
What he misses out is in the middle belt. In the middle belt. Yes. Thank you very much. In the middle belt, how, are they saying that all of the middle belt are going to vote for the Northerners? Is that what they're saying? Is that what they're saying? So we need to separate out. This cannot be allowed to go on. This cannot be allowed to stand. They are saying to you that the North has 6 million voters more than the Southerners. If anything is going to be more, that vote should be split. The number they say that the North, combined with the middle belt in it, that we don't know the numbers, that number should be split between the North and the South, if that's what they want to do. But if they stand like this and say the North, Obi has lost. Obi has lost. Please share this broadcast, oh. My people, this is barefaced fraud. This is a fraud. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are not, this is about, look, middle belt is voting for South. Exactly, for North. Middle belt is voting for the North, not South. They're voting for the North. That's what they've done. Look, there is no middle belt. There is no middle belt. Yes, to see the North voters indispensable. Indeed. And we need to expose this. Whoever has the number for Peter Obi, please get him to watch this video. Get him to watch this video. Get him to watch this video. Because the future in that contraption, and I believe you me, I am going for 100% Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation, 100%. I am nothing, not till I die. Till I die, I'm Yoruba man. Till I die, I am never going. Nigeria is a fraud. But at this point, we need to expose this fraud. Because this is the fraud that they've been using to tell you to believe in one Nigeria. Timajek, Benyo, please, those of you watching this broadcast, don't just keep it to yourself. Share this thing like crazy. Because share it like, no single middle belt is voting for the South, but not exactly. Thank you. That's what it means. That is what this is what they're talking about. This is what we're talking about. And when we say there's a huge fraud, and they came yesterday, when they were talking yesterday, the figure that they were showing the world was this. This is what they were showing the world yesterday. Let me see if I can show you. And I'm going to play the video of what Mahmoud Baku, the not independent National Electoral Commission, the fraud, based on the 1999 Constitution. And this is why we're saying we have to dismantle the fraud, the promulgation decree number 24 of 1999, that fraudulent Constitution. We have to dismantle it. We need a referendum. No ifs, no buts. How can you take the voice of the middle belt out of the equation completely and tell them that they're part of the North? That's why we're saying we are not one, that constitution is a fraud. There is no middle belt in the map drawn up by Inec. By Inec. There is no middle belt. None. I'm sorry if my voice is very, very strong, but this is the future of the coming generation of middle beltans, of Biafrans, of Yoruba people, even the Hausas. That are about to be snatched away forever. Forever. We need to wake up. So let me see if I can. I'm trying to explain this in clear terms. What they are saying, look, the worst that should happen, if they are going to say, oh, this is that the middle belt number, that is, if they say, okay, fine, that's what you say, the 6 million must be divided into 2. Divide that 6 million into 2. Then we know that because not all of them are going to vote for the North. Divide into 2. Then we know, because right now, as it stands, the North are saying they have 51 million votes. And you've had the spokesman for Labour Party, Peter Obi that year, whatever, Obedience, say that they've accepted the 42 million. I'm telling you, it's actually 45 million. So there's a 3 million discrepancy. And they're not factoring in the fact that the middle belt is not part of the North. They're not factoring that in. So this is what we're saying. Nigeria is a fraud, however way you look at it. Nigeria is a fraud from top to bottom. Everything is a fraud. Everything. And this is the figure. Sorry, let me show you what I was going to show you before. I forgot that, and I'm going to bring that to you now. I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this because this is the barefaced fraud. Look at this. This is what they were showing yesterday. They were showing this yesterday, and they were saying we have 93 million voters. That was the word, the most important thing that was said that Mahmoud Yakub wanted us to know in his speech, in his 1 hour speech, was that there were 93 million voters, which tallied with what he said. But he was not prepared to discuss or go into breaking down how that translated into the people and the areas that those voters were. He wasn't prepared to do that. So you can see that this is a fraud. You can see that this is a fraud. Yes. So this is a, this is absolutely, please share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. I'm going to go over this. So this is what Mahmoud Yakub was showing. And I'm going to take a minute to go and find the video of him and play it yesterday. And I will come back and explain to you. There is no point, at no point did he mention anything to do with the breakdown of the vote. But this is what they, on the 2nd of August 2022, this paper, you see it here. Let me show you. Adefemola Akitade, August 2, 2022. So it is not me massaging any figures. These are the figures that you see in Gazette right now. These are the figures. In fact, let me just do something quickly, because you never know. It might suddenly go missing, because our people, let me just quickly go and do something with that one, because I can't do it here. Okay, I'll do it. There's another way to do it. Don't worry. But I will just quickly put it somewhere anyway. One second though. I'm gonna put it. Where can I put it? Anyway, it's here. So I will get it back somehow. I need to try and find a way to give me a minute. Oh, I don't want to come out of that, because that information that you see right there is so important, and I don't want to let go of that, because it just explains everything that I've been trying to explain. But I will come back to it. So let me see. It's called now Northwest and Southwest Inec. So let me see. Did I put it up? Let me see. I need to save that down. But look, we need to wake up, my people. Share this broadcast. Let us reach more people. I'm going to find that video, and I will play it for you, of the Inec man talking yesterday. Because, to be honest with you, what they are doing here is fraud. And if you are going to count the Middle Belt as part of the North, that means you're taking away the voice of the Middle Belt. You've taken away their voice. So let me just find this for you quickly. 1 minute. I'll come back. You know what? Let me go back here. Not that one. I don't want to use that, because that's not very clear. I want you to hear him speaking on the... I'll keep that there. Let me find it somewhere else. But please share this broadcast. What is most important in all of this is to keep looking at what I've just shown you. I don't want to change from there. Keep looking at this. Keep looking at it. The key difference that you need to know is that the Middle Belt has been added to the North. And the spokesman for Peter Obi is accepting those figures, meaning that he's happy for the Middle Belt to be added to the North, to make the North more than the South. They can never win this election. No. On that basis, neither can they can never win this election. We need to wake up urgently. This needs to go out to everybody that you can find, because this information is critical. 5 weeks before the main event, the election is already rigged. You have no right to take the people of the Middle Belt and put them as North. No right. You've silenced the voice of the Middle Belt. The voice of the Middle Belt has been silenced as we speak right now, based on the numbers here. Let me show you what he said. And this is very important. Very, very important. Listen to the words of Kanayo. Kanayo is the spokesman. In fact, you know what? I will play the whole thing from the top to the bottom, but to the end. Now, let's listen to his words. And towards the end, I will come back and talk. Listen to this.
I'm making this post as a member of the Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party, but targeted at Igbos all through the nation Nigeria. We have to preach to the Igbos who reside outside the Southeast to stay put wherever they reside. All these rumors of wars, attacks are geared towards putting fear into the Igbos to live where they are. And that is not going to work. They want them to flee to the east and return after the elections. It's not going to work. This video is to speak boldness into our Southeast brothers and sisters, to make them understand that he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. There's no need. Do not try to make any attempt to stay out of where you reside, because that's a design to reduce our numbers. We don't have to die many times before our death. Only a fool does. Death will come when it will come, yes, but nobody's going to die. It is very critical, this election. I will stay put wherever we are. That's the only way 25% of votes in the 36 states of the Federation can be guaranteed for our brother Peter Obi. He rose from a man of the Southeast extraction to a national movement and consciousness. That we must accept. Now let me bring some basic facts to you.
Listen,
from the facts released by Inec. Voter registration.
Listen,
at the time of the report I got, the Southeast has 10.5 million something votes.
Listen,
South 14.226 votes. Southwest 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million votes. Voters registered, actually. North Central 14.3 something million. Northeast 12 point something million. Northwest.
Let me go back again. I want you to hear. I want you to listen to his words. Again, please. Listen. Listen.
I'm making this post as a member of the Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party.
Member of the Presidential Campaign.
Targeted at
Listen.
Igbos.
Listen.
All through the nation Nigeria. We have to preach to the Igbos who reside outside the Southeast.
So we're not interested in that now. I understand that. What I want you to listen to is the numbers. The numbers. Listen to the numbers. Listen.
Voter registration.
Listen.
At the time of the report I got, the Southeast has 10.5 million something votes.
Listen.
South 14.226 votes. Southwest 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million votes.
So the total for the South is 42 point something million. I am putting it to you that the total for the South, minus the middle belt, by the way, is actually 45 million. I can categorically confirm that. Well, not confirm, based on the figures in INEC figures, not mine. These are not my figures. These are INEC figures. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I'll put it here. So I'm going to bring him up in a minute. I just want to show you what is said. I want to show you what is said. I might be able to. I want to see, because all of this is flavoring talk, and I'm not interested in flavoring talk. So I'm going to try and mute that. You will hear it in a minute. 1 second. So we'll come back to that, but I wanted to just show you. So Kanayo, let me see. Okay, sir, yeah. So he said 42 million. Now let me show you the breakdown, if I can. I'm going to come back to that, but let me show you where the breakdown comes from. And at this point, I will actually do this live. I'm going to do it live so that you see it yourself. The Gazette, the figure, I've written the figure down, but I'm happy to write it down again. And you can join me in doing this calculation, because if I'm talking, it's like I'm talking. But I want you to see it yourself. I want you to see it, experience it, feel it yourself, so that there's no doubt in your mind about the fraud and why we, as the people, we must reject this. Kanye is a naive. He's very, very naive. Very, very naive. So please, we have to wake up. This is a time now, a clarion call. If you're a Yoruba man, you are in. If you're Biafran, you are in. If you're Middle Belt, you are in. If you're Hausa, you are in. Because this is your very future is about to be snatched from you from this election. If you allow them to keep the Middle Belt as part of the North, forget it. That election is rigged. If you allow them to add the Middle Belt to the North, forget it. That election is rigged. It's over. It is game over. Now let us go and do this from scratch. I'm going to do this with you. I want to do it with you live on air, so so you can see, so that I don't want you to have any doubt, zero doubt. These are the figure that you're looking at. Thank you very much, Alagba Emi. These are the figures you are looking at are the Inec figures from the dated from the 2nd of August 2022. Alagba Emi, thank you very much. Watch this, watch now. Watch this. So we are going to read the figures that we are coming here. They are not my figures, they are Inec figures, and we are going to use it on a calculator on screen live for you to see the trickery, the Ojoro. This now Ojoro. Listen, now let's go and do it from beginning. So we're going to cancel all of this. So that's the 6 million votes that they said they have. Now let's go and go from beginning, because it is worth doing this. Even if it's taking me 100 times to go through this, I will do it. Look at this. Now, Inec figures say, let me move this up a little bit, if you can, so I'm not, so you can, I just want you to see the figures. The Inec figures say that the 12 million extra voters, fine, we get that. But here is where you want to understand. For the South alone, minus the middle belt, listen. So, for Lagos, Ondo, Osun, they didn't put Oyo and Ogun State. Oh my God. You guys better wake up. You see, let me show you again. I'll come back to that. I just want to just show you. Let me go in here. Can I do that? Yes. Now, you can see it. You see, they got Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti. There's no Ogun State. That is Inec figures. But anyway, let's just, that maybe that's a typo. Yeah, let's say it's a typo. Okay, maybe we can say it's a typo. But here is what I want you to look at. Now, the total for the Southwest is this. Listen now. And we're going to type it on air so that nobody will dispute it. Let's look at it together. So we look at it together. Now, watch this. So, the total for Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti. Yeah, according to them, we know Ogun State is there, but it must have been a typo. But let's leave that. Now, let us add that one. So here we go. They said the total for Southwest is 18332,191 voters. Watch 18332. So I'm doing it so you can see it live. 191. Please remember, this is Inec figures. Remember, this is Inec figures. It's not me. It's Inec figures. Now, plus. So that is for Southwest. Now let's go and look at the figures that Inec. Remember, these are Inec figures. It's not me. It's Inec figures. Inec figures. Now let us go and look at Southeast. Now plus. So we're gonna add the Southeast. Now according to Inec figures, the Southeast has got 11,498,277, which I highlighted. Let me see if you can. I've highlighted it. I'm sure you can probably see it. If you can't, I hope I'm typing it in so you can see it. So let me see if you can. Yeah, you can see that. You can just see it. You can just about see it. So let me add plus. So you're gonna see it now. 11498,277 equals. So now 29830,468. Please feel free to write this down. Please feel free to write it down. It's the Gazette of the 22nd of the 2nd of August 2022. People's Gazette of the 22nd of August 2022. That was where the figures come from. So there is no doctrine whatsoever. Let us be clear about that. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now watch this. The final part of the jigsaw for the South. They now said the South. Yeah? So let's go and look at the South. The South figures are, and you see it here. Let's go. So now let us watch this now. So I'm going to add that. We're going to add the South. So plus. So you can see that I've highlighted the South, and we add it. 15299,374. So, which means that the South, can you all agree? I hope you've been using your calculators. Type 1 if the figure that you see on the screen matches what you have been calculating. No, please. Remember, these are Inec figures, not mine. No. These are Inec figures, not mine. number. It's not me do am. Now their figures are not touch. Pim for am. Pim and not touch. Now their numbers please if you type 1 if you come up to the same number 45129.842 and 842 45,129,842. Type it in. Type 1 if you got the same number. Type it if you got the same number. Please share this broadcast, my people. This is the future of the coming generation. We haven't got time for arguing. We need to please, I'm begging you. This information is going to change everything. This information I'm giving you right now is going to change everything, but only if we all listen. Like Omaba is saying, they're not paying attention. But if somebody was fighting, that is where they will be fighting. You've seen their people. But I'm giving you information here. So the figure is, again, I reiterate, these are Inec figures. 45,129,842. That is the number of people combined in the southwest, southeast, according to Inec. And Kanayo said, in fact, they are 3 million more than what Kanayo, the Labour Party man, said. What does that say? What does that say? Don't take my word for it. Keep that number in mind, though, and let us play back what Kanayo said. I just like to be thorough about what I'm doing. So here we go. Listen to him. The figures, listen, pay attention, pay strong attention. Please share this broadcast.
10.5 million something votes.
Listen,
South, 14.226 votes.
Listen,
Southwest, 17 point something. So total for the South is 42 point something million.
Did you hear that? 42 point something million. That means that the Labour Party are 3 million votes out from the calculations. Based on, and I hasten to add, it is not my figure, Inec figures, based on Inec figures. If I show you, you saw me add it live. The combination of adding southwest, southeast, and south side together based on the Inec figures provided by Inec themselves on the 2nd of August 2022, they are 45,129,842. And if Inec says, it should be 42 million, where did the 3 million go? Now where 3 million come out? Now where 3 million come out? My people, how long una go dey suffer? How long una go dey suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria, na slave camp we dey. My people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria, na slave camp. The time don't knock where we suppose. Stand up for rights, stand up for rights. The time don't knock where we suppose. Stand up for rights, for self-determination. How long una go dey suffer? How long? I say how long una go dey suffer? May una wake up. Peter Obi, abeg you get to ask INEC chairman this question. He must not add middle belt to the north. He must not add middle belt to the north. He has to separate it out. We need to identify the numbers, the precise numbers for the middle belt. They are not part of the north. They are not. How long una go to suffer? My people, may una wake up. Please be shared. I don't know why people are not sharing such important information. This is such a, my brother Emi said, people will not come out and listen now. Omaba said, Nigeria, people will not come and pay attention to this kind of program. Look, in this struggle for Yoruba Nation, I want you to know that this evidence is clear as to it points to why we are calling for Yoruba Nation. Why we are calling for Biafra, because the government of the day are silencing the people of the Middle Belt from having a voice in this election. They are silencing them. Look at that. So, now, That's one part. I'm going to now come and discuss, record the one for the North. And now you see this where the trick is. So now, I'm just showing you. Look at that. I want you to look at that portfolio. This is, there is no middle belt in the Inec drawings. Oh. No middle belt whatsoever. And nobody has questioned them. There's zero middle belt. In fact, let me share this with somebody. I need to share it with people because this is something that many people they're blind to. This is I am I'm I don't even know how else to put this. I don't even know how else to explain. This is something that is affecting all of us, that is going to impact the life of our, hey, we don't know what is coming. Chai. Oh, okay. Let me just do this. Sorry. Let me just, I'm trying to get this person up. Where is it? We need, please share this as far as you can. Don't keep this to yourself. What is going on now is beyond, it's beyond trying to sort of say, oh, Nami Guta, I can do this. It's beyond that. This is something that is going to impact the lives of the coming generations for perhaps 100 years. I'm urging you, please, don't play with this. Don't play with this at all. This is not even the time to be arguing among yourselves, to be, this is like, this is what we need, this information to be out there, and help us just wake our people up, because the information is so important right now. It is so important, of course, don't let them be doomed. Amen. This is the worry. We are facing existential crisis. Now, you see, so now you see the figure. In the figure for the government, there is no mention, there is no breakdown for the middle belt. The middle belt is considered to be North. And that means that the voice of the North, let me see if I can get this man. Yes, hang on, let me see. I'm going to try and get somebody on here, if I can. Because this is, because I know, I hope he doesn't mind me calling. There's somebody I know that needs to be aware of this. And he's a middle belt man. And I want him to be aware. But, I hope he can answer me. He may not. But I just had to do this urgent. This is a middle belt man. So I know what I'm saying, but I will. Oh, hello. Good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon to you. I am Dr. Kiari. Sorry about this. It's Citizen AY here. I know. Good afternoon. I am sorry. I'm calling you at a very, very inopportune time, if you like. But look, there is something that I discovered, and you may well have been aware of it. But I'm live on air, and I'm trying to really wake our people up. It is about the election, the coming election on the 25th of February 2023. Now, one of the things, I don't know if you're aware, did you know that when they released the election data, no mention was made about the breakdown for the middle belt people? There is no number for the amount of people in the middle belt. They added the middle belt to the North. Yes, I'm going to send you the link. I'd like you to come in, or I'm going to send you a link to join me live if you can. Let me say, look, they added the middle belt to the North. And yes, this is, look.
That's fraudulent.
Sorry?
That's fraudulent.
That's very fraudulent. This election cannot hold. So basically, what they've done, they've added the middle belt, and now with the addition of middle belt, they've now said that the North, and they've drawn the map, wiping out. There is no mention of the map of middle belt. It just says Northwest, North Central, and Northeast. There's no middle belt. And they said that the vote for the North is 51 million. Listen, the vote for the South is 42 million. Now, in the vote for the North, they've added the middle belt. Is that not fraud?
No, it's definitely fraud.
It is fraud.
Yeah, of course it's fraudulent. They should put middle belt separately. But
This-
that has been their trick since the time of Sedona.
Yes,
the time of,
it is.
yeah, since,
And everybody has been silent about this. So, my brother, I just wanted to bring the. I mean, I'm on a live broadcast and I'm doing the breakdown. I've sent you the link as well. What I will probably do is I'm gonna try and if you are able to join me live, I don't mind you joining me, even to just to highlight this to the people too, because this is I mean, they're taking the vote of millions of middle belt people and adding it to the North. They're taking your voice away. Your voice has been taken away.
the middle belt is even bigger than the North itself.
There you go.
As you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it is.
Yeah.
So,
Because what is the North? It's just kind of part of Jigawa.
yes,
Okay, and part of Borno. But the middle belt itself, okay, it's bigger than the North.
exactly.
That's the last chunk. Yeah.
Yes, and what is more, and what is more, they are counting your vote as part of the North. You have no voice.
Yeah. That means no voice, no development, nothing because you didn't vote. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God! It's like saying the Midlands in the UK.
Yes.
It's not there. It's part of Yorkshire. It's part of North. It's
Thank
not
you. This it's madness. I mean, you can see when you click on the link I sent to you, it shows the map, and that is the Inec map. That is the Inec map that they released on the 2nd of August 2022. There is no breakdown for Middle Belt. It is all Northwest, Northeast, and North Central. That's it. That's it. So we need to have a meeting and discussion. I would like to have you on. In fact, we will have a separate discussion whereby we need the Middle Belt. You are as a leading voice for Middle Belt and others to rapidly. We need to be blasting this. The election cannot hold unless we know the numbers for the Middle Belt. The election. Would you agree, sir?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's fraudulent, like I said to you.
Yes.
To completely obliterate of the Middle Belt and say they don't count. That's essentially what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
Historically, they don't count.
They don't count.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
And the thing is, Mahmoud Jakub came down to London yesterday and I'm counting the 93 million votes without saying that they've already added the Middle Belt to the North. He was in London yesterday. I watched it at Chatham House to show this is a huge scam. We need to all mobilize. So I don't know. I mean, I will be talking more. I came to just suddenly dawned on me. So we will talk some more. Yeah, I will do. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Okari. Thank you. Bye. Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Kiari. Now, in his own case, the government took his land. They killed his dad. He has only just recently won the case. I'm not sure he's even been paid. And he's a Middle Belt man. He is now just finding out what I've just told you. Live on air. I'm so sorry. I feel like... I'm so sorry, Dr. Kiari. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said there, but I got emotional about what's happening. But this is a man from the Middle Belt. This election must not hold. Thank you. This election must not hold. When we say this election must not hold, they say, oh, we're talking nonsense. Oh, we're talking... It must not hold. It must not hold. This election must not hold. Please, those of you watching this broadcast, share. Please share. Let me see if I can get into... Dr. Carey, please share. Let me see. I'll see if I can. I wasn't really... Dr. Carey, please share this broadcast. So... Let me see if I can get, I'll try and get somebody, please share this broadcast. I'm going to call somebody else as well, because we cannot stop this one. We cannot stop this. This is something that I came upon this morning. Too much wickedness. Please, everybody sharing, watching this broadcast. There's 10 of you watching. Please, let's see 10 likes. Let us see. There's only 6 likes on that page, on this thing. Like the page. share it, give us a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, please subscribe. You know, yes, I'm gonna try. I'll see if I can bring Chowore on. Yes, I will try and do that now. Yeah, I will try and do it. Yeah. So let me see if I can bring Chowore. I don't know if he can. You know, I'll try and bring Chowore in. Let me call him. I'll call him if he's able to pick up. I'll tell him he's live on air. Let me just see. 1 second. He may be busy, but this is so important. This is for our very existence. This election is less than 5 weeks away, and nobody has picked it up. Nobody has picked this up. Nobody. This is existential threat. Now, let me see if I can get. Hey, show. Morning, show. Listen, I need to speak to you. I'm going to bring you live on air. Just please, I would like you to take this call. It's about the elections. It's about the fact that the Middle Belt has been counted as part of the North, and they're going to get away with it. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. I'm really sorry. This is like on the spur of the minute. I'm going to try and bring you on air live. If you can do it, great. I know it's short notice, but the people need to hear the voices of people who are, as you are campaigning in this election. This is something that would impact yourself, you know, and AAC. Because they are counting that they're not going. The whole of the Middle Belt is being counted as part of the South of the North. That is not right. So I'm leaving a message and I'm going to call him. If he's able to answer, he will answer me. You know, he may answer, he may not. I know it's short notice. I've left a small notice because this is so important. But he may not answer because this is so. I know it's short notice, and I've let him be about, you know, things. So yeah, I don't think it's going to pick up now because I haven't, you know, I've kept away from his campaign. Now the reason why is I'm trying to. I believe in Yoruba Nation, and I didn't want to, you know. Anyway, he may not be able to pick up. So okay. I'll try the other number. I don't know if it will work or not. So let me see. Let me see if it works. Let me see. Is there another one? Let me see. He may not answer. Let me see if I can do this. I'll try one more thing. Let me try one more. He may do. He may not answer. So we're not going to hold him to it. He may do. He may not answer. But like I said, let me see if I can find. Is there another one? Okay, let's try that one. No, not video call. No. So, sorry. Voice call. So he may answer, he may not. But I will try again. You know? Sorry. No. I'm not. Sorry, I don't mean. I'm saying he may be busy, and I don't want to. I don't mean any harm at all. I know it's busy. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to. I just want to be. I don't want to interference. Use my Yoruba Nation to stop his progress. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's making an enmity at all. Of course. I mean, I don't want to. Please, let's be very clear. I'm saying that I didn't want to interfere with his campaign. That's what I meant. I don't want to. So I hope that's not, you know. So that's what I'm saying, that I don't want to interfere with his campaign. I want him to carry on with that campaign. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get in the way of the campaign because I'm not committed to the same thing as I was in 2019. And it's better he has a team that supports him. So yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Omaba. I wanted to make that clear because I support AAC. In a fair election, AAC will be my choice. But the election is not fair based on what I'm telling you. So let me just see if I can, if he may not pick up. I think he's probably busy. So I'll leave a message for him anyway. Let me leave a message if I can. Let me see if I can see that one. Send message. I'll do that. So here. Yeah, hi show. Citizen Ewa here. Do give me a call when you get a minute. It is really important. The future of millions of citizens, it depends on what I've just discovered now. Basically, I'm just telling you live right now. I'm on air. Yes, okay. Listen, you know what? I'll talk to you after. Anyway, I'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you after. So yeah, you're right, Omaba. I'm keen for people to really get back on. So please, as you're watching this, share this broadcast. Now we're gonna go. We're not finished yet. I want you to understand what has been done. We're gonna do the second part. But what I want us all to do, you've had Dr. Kiari. I'm gonna try and call somebody if I know. I'll have to probably bring them on board. I don't know if they can talk now, but I'll see. I'll try somebody that is been in this struggle. She may know it already, but I'll see if I can bring her on board. And we need to have. I'm going to bring. Sorry. I'm going to try and. I know this is a short notice, but please share. This information is something. This is something that we need to. This is look. The whole of there's no middle belt in this picture. No middle belt. There's no middle belt too. I want you to see there's no middle belt. There's a middle belt, but there's none in this picture. None. So let me just do this quickly, and she can. And I'm trying to reach as many people as possible because this is something we need to really. We need to really. One second. I just want you to see this, me. Now. One second. This is so urgent. So I'm going to try and reach as many people as possible because this information should reach as many people as possible. So basically, well, Pastor Mo, welcome on board. And all of you watching, please give the like the page. There was 10 people watching before. Like, share to 100 people. Share to 100 people if you can do that. If you can't, share it as far as you can, because what I'm basically showing you as a quick update, the North goes all the way into the middle belt area. As far as the Inec are concerned, there is no middle belt. Look at the Nina's territory. It's got the middle belt. It's got the middle belt there. Middle belt territory. But they've taken it out. Everything. Exactly. They need to rise. So we are trying to call and contact them that the silence of the middle belt. They need to know they are not part of the North. This election cannot hold. This election can, on the basis of what INEC has released, this election cannot hold. And Peter Obi need to be alerted to this. And Peter Obi's team, whatever his name, sorry, let me just get that name. Kanayo said they have in the south is 42 million. It's actually 45, and he's not factoring in the fact that the middle belt has been added. All of the middle belt has been added to the number for the North, and that has to be rectified. So Kanayo, we need to really get in board. Get in touch. Has anybody got Kanayo's number? If you have Kanayo's number, we should talk to him about it, because this is something we need to do quite urgent.
At the time of the report I got, the Southeast has 10.5 million something votes.
Now, let me pause it there. Southeast has 10.5 million votes. I don't know what figures he's looking at. Let us check. He said 10.5 million Southeast. Now let's look at what INEC figures show. I'd like to really dig into things a little bit so I know. So in the figures shown by INEC, here we go. So the figures for the Southeast. Let us see. Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, Omaba. Hello. Yes, yeah. Yeah, you're live. Yes, yeah, you're live on air. Go ahead.
Because Mutin put comments in, and somebody else has been putting the comments.
Yes.
I think whoever to alert Governor Otiom.
Yes, Governor Otiom, exactly.
It's always clamoring for security to one in middle belt.
Yes.
Against security, insurgency,
Indeed, indeed.
So I don't know how such a state.
Yes.
Ah.
Not. Honestly. Yes. It's crazy. Crazy.
Including
Governor himself. Yes. Yes. It is crazy.
So if there is any way, see, governor alert obedient people.
Yes.
Even Ahmed.
Yes.
From the south.
Yes.
If truly these people meant well.
Yes.
For their citizens. Anybody.
Yes.
This is the time to rise up.
This is.
Campaign now.
No.
Protest.
Protest me.
If you say it is one Nigeria, which we don't even believe that
it is lies.
One Nigeria, where are the middle belt? How can you say middle belt? Because a singular person to vote for South.
Thank you.
So all the presidential candidates, aside from I want to one in the north, so you can contest.
Yes.
Oh, you can't protest. Except they provide the real data.
They should not be voting.
Election.
See?
If they can't do people don't dance around election of campaign. That means
it's a lie. It's a lie.
Everybody. They don't care about people. If they do really care, they should. This singular act,
it's enough.
It's enough.
To know. Yes. There's none. There's no truth.
This enough is middle belt people. They are not existing.
They don't exist.
To me,
yes.
They are not existing.
Completely.
So exist in Nigeria.
Yes.
Because it's not even showing on the map and their data is not even reflecting. So threat here is already on them.
It's on them. It's on them.
Want to overpower. So what are we saying?
It is worrying.
If we can have people who are clamoring for one Nigeria election, this is the high time to rise up.
It is all.
Truly meant well.
Yes.
Nation don't meant well. This is high time.
It is all.
Presidential candidates to mobilize their people, mobilize their member against what the fraud that is going on. This evil that is, because it is evil. It is evil and everybody. Everybody. So this is a serious issue. This is a serious issue.
Very serious.
And I thank you because you are bringing this out.
Thank you.
To see.
Yes, so
people will listen.
well,
people will learn.
yes.
People will wake up to this, but it's a pity that I want in control necessity to help only majority.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. We will.
Open the eyes of people.
Yes, thank you.
If after the you can see not send commercial
show. Yes,
so
yes.
anyone I want to platform now message contact
yes. Governor Tom, if you have a Kanayo, all of them, Tinubu, all of them. Yes. Yes. Where are they? Are they not exactly? And this is crazy. And Inec has done this. What does that tell us? It's a fraud.
Inec. Is that Inec to be trusted again?
They are not independent.
The same Inec is going to announce the result of the election, right?
No way.
Nigeria.
Honestly, Nigeria knew all the way.
Well done, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my sister. Talk later. Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I can't overemphasize. Like you said, we can't trust. We cannot trust INEC with this. Just barely 24 hours after Mahmoud Yakubu spoke, Mahmoud Yakubu spoke, we are exposing the lies hidden behind the words that he said. Now, I'm going to try and play you some of his words. Give me 5-10 minutes. I want you to hear the words and listen. And as you're listening to him, watch the look at the picture. I'll see if I can superimpose. I can't. I'll see if I can. I'll try. But just keep in mind that the same person who is telling us, oh, the election is going to be this and that, they are the same ones who have completely written out the whole of Middle Belt from the equation. Middle Belt should be in there. Why aren't they? And why are they being counted as part of the North? That's the question we should be asking. Why? Why are they? Please share this broadcast. So let me play him, and give me a few minutes, and I'll try and do something here. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Yeah. There we go. Now let's play him. Listen to his words. I'm not going to play all of it, but I'll listen to bits of it. So give me 5 minutes or so. 5-10 minutes. But you'll hear him. 1 second.
Very much on the record. There's media in the room, so no Chatham House rule is required. And I'm delighted that we have this opportunity today to hear from Professor Yakubu, the chairman of the Inec Commission, the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, about preparations and priorities for electoral integrity and inclusion for the forthcoming elections in Nigeria. In my view, this is a very critical meeting to understand the preparations. There's a lot of urban myths going around about Nigerian elections, about the processes, and so this is a great opportunity for those here in the room, but also those of you who are live streaming to be able to both listen but also to ask questions. So we have an hour to do that. Just a reminder that this meeting is part of a series. So we have had presidential candidates speaking last year in December. We had Bola Tinubu, we had Peter Obi yesterday, and I do encourage you to either on the virtual platforms watch tomorrow or come here and see in person Mr. Kwankwaso, who's also the presidential candidate for the NNPP. So elections and their conduct is something that we take very seriously at Chatham House, and chair of electoral commissions from Nigeria are not strangers. We did have Professor Jega here in 2015, for example, speaking on a similar topic. He was also nominated by the members of Chatham House for the Chatham House Prize. In the end, he didn't succeed to win the prize, but he came very close. And I think that is a signal, an indication of the seriousness that we regard Inec chairs here at Chatham House. So with no more ado, Professor Yakubu, I'm going to invite you to come to the podium here to give your presentation, and then we can have a conversation. So again, thank you everybody for attending today, and please do send in your questions if you're on the Zoom platform. We'd be very grateful to see them, and I think on this occasion there'll be plenty of time for a Q&A. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alex Vines, and I want to thank Chatham House for the invitation to speak today on this illustrious platform
Sorry. Let me just say that again. The reason why, before we carry on, Facebook have really restricted the numbers for Citizen AY on Facebook. I have over 120,000 followers, and the notification for all of them has been switched off. Sometimes when I come on, barely 10 people come on the platform. That is why I've decided to switch Citizen AY completely onto YouTube, because Facebook, they just simply be reducing my numbers. When I come on live, it barely registers at all. So that's why, and I'll still be using it. But for now, let's watch this for a while and listen to Mahmoud Jakub. He makes no mention. He only talks about 93 million. He just makes no mention about the fact that they've scrubbed out the middle belt. They've been scrubbed out. Listen on.
Over the years, welcomed exceptional intellectuals, celebrated public servants, and renowned statesmen. I have been informed that I am only the second chairman of Nigeria's Electoral Commission to speak at Chatham House after Professor Adairu Jega in 2015. I appreciate this profoundly. I am all the more excited because I've been invited to speak on Nigeria's 2023 general elections with particular emphasis on preparations and priorities for electoral integrity and inclusion. It is exactly 38 days to the next general election in Nigeria, which I have both the privilege and challenge of leading its proper delivery. Elections in Nigeria have become events that attract extensive international attention and concern, not only because of the sheer size of the deployment, but also because of the importance of Nigeria in Africa, and most particularly in the West Africa sub-region. Understandably, therefore, there are enormous expectations, both within Nigeria and internationally, about the conduct and management of the 2023 general election. The expectations place a great responsibility on the election management body, the Independent National Electoral Commission. We are not taking these responsibilities lightly. We appreciate that there are challenges and concerns, but we also realize that there is enormous goodwill and support, both in Nigeria and beyond. Consequently, we believe that by forthrightly sharing our experiences and discussing the challenges openly, we can surmount the challenges and ensure that our elections in Nigeria continue to get better. May I, on this note, once again reiterate our position that the Commission is not contemplating, let alone planning, to postpone the 2023 general election. We are going ahead to conduct the election as scheduled. But by way of preliminary remarks, I wish to remind you about three important facts about Nigeria's election, which I believe many of you are aware of. Number one, given the geographical expanse of the country, the number of registered voters, electoral constituencies, and polling units, conducting general election in Nigeria is a huge undertaking. The delimitation details are simply staggering. 93.4 million registered voters expected to elect their representatives in 1,491 constituencies spread across 176,846 polling units. Based on the figures we compiled from the websites of various electoral commissions and interior ministries in West Africa, Nigeria's current voter population is 16.7 million, higher than the 76.7 million registered voters in all the other countries put together, and there are 14 other countries in the sub-region. This means that a general election in Nigeria is like conducting elections in the whole of West Africa and beyond. Secondly, Nigeria's election is not a one-day activity. There will be national elections followed by state elections. National elections, that is presidential election and elections to the two houses of assembly, the Senate and the House of Representatives, will hold on Saturday, 25th February 2023. On that day, voters will elect the president and 469 legislators made up of 109 senators and 360 members of the House of Representatives. State elections will hold 2 weeks later on Saturday, 11th March 2023, to elect 28 out of 36 state governors and 993 members of state houses of assembly. I say 28 governors because in 8 states the elections are conducted off-cycle because of previous litigations. So we have already conducted those elections, the last being Ekiti and Osun in June and July last year. Thirdly, the 2023 general election will be the 7th consecutive general election in Nigeria since the restoration of democracy in 1999. And this is the longest period of electoral democracy in the country's history. Previous efforts, as you very well know, were repeatedly truncated by military interventions. In approaching the subject matter assigned to me by Chatham House, my lecture is divided into 3 broad areas. The first one is lessons from the 2019 general election. The second, preparations for the 2023 general election, looking at early planning, the electoral legal framework, voter registration and permanent voters cards, election technology, expansion of voter access to polling units, inclusivity, recruitment and training of election staff, interagency collaboration and support, and finally, electoral operations and logistics. Number 3, issues and challenges such as the prevailing insecurity and its impact on the election generally, attacks on Inec facilities nationwide, violence during electioneering campaign, vote buying, electoral litigation and adjudication, prosecution of electoral offenses, and for many in this hall, the nagging question of diaspora voting. Now, these wide-ranging issues cannot be covered in detail, if at all, within the 20 minutes, or if Alex is flexible, 20 long minutes, which may be 25 or 30, that I have for my presentation. I will therefore highlight the more critical issues so that we can have more time for discussion. Actually, that's the part I like best, the discussion. I have prepared a 23-page lecture, a copy of which will be given to the organizers and will also be uploaded to the Inec website immediately after the presentation and discussion. Lessons from the 2019 general election.
Okay.
Preparations for the 2023 general election are largely being concluded and preliminary deployments already underway. Indeed, our preparations began quite early.
You see?
One important lesson from 2019 is that early preparations for election provide opportunity.
You see all of this stuff now. If you notice, he's not once mentioning anything to do with the breakdown. They are maintaining that the South is less than the North, and they are not mentioning the Middle Belt. Please let us raise the alarm. Everybody, let us raise the alarm. Let's listen on anyway for a bit.
For adequate planning, acquisition, and testing of systems. A second lesson from the 2019 election is that early choice of election technology management tools, especially the main election technology, is very critical for success. Their proper pilot testing and deployment are exceedingly important for a successful election. For election technology, early decision is central to maintaining its integrity, popularizing it among voters, and addressing any challenges that could arise. We know that political actors often try to undermine the process by attacking the technology, casting doubts on its suitability, bypassing its use, or indeed seeking to undermine its security. This informed the early choice of a new voter accreditation technology using an electronic device called the bimodal voter accreditation system. We have tested it in several by-elections and off-cycle governorship elections. In addition, the decision to make polling unit election results available for public viewing, which has always been a major demand by citizens and election observers, falls into this early choice of election technology. The Inec Results Viewing Portal, the IREV, is a dedicated web portal for the public view of polling unit results as soon as they are finalized on election day. This has been employed in several elections conducted by the Commission in the past few years.
Hello, hi. Can you guys see that he's mentioning all they're doing? They're not mentioning the fact of this very worrying fact that we've put before you. I'm going to let this play for some time, and I may sort of, I might come in and out, but I want you to listen to everything that is insane, and all of it. Not one of it has mentioned the fact that they omitted middle belt. Let me show those of you who may be joining us. Let me show you the horrifying thing about all of this. Not that one. So I'll come back. Let me take that one away. This is the one I want to show you. Basically, those of you who are joining us now, if you're just joining us, there is something that we need to urgently address, and I'm going to bring that to you. Basically, for those of you who are just joining us now, we are breaking to you the fact that the middle belt has been omitted by Inec from its calculations of the number of people voting. The middle belt has been added to the northern vote to make it 51 million as against 45 million for the south, without the say so of the people. It's deliberate. It's not omission. It's a deliberate act. It's a deliberate act to add them to add the middle belt without permission, without the say so. So 1 second, please. Let me just get this for you. There's one bit of it. Is that it? Sorry about this. Just give me a minute. I'm flipping between channels, so sometimes it can get a little bit ropey, but not that one. No, not that one. This one. Okay, so now, we're going to go back here. So yes, we're back. So what I wanted to do, so those of you watching, just to bring you up to speed, because we need to bring people up to speed. Basically, those of you that are just joining us now, welcome on board. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I know this is a bit of a happenstance and everything has happened. The INEC have deliberately omitted the middle belt from the calculation of the number of voters by region. The INEC have deliberately omitted, as of the data that they provided to People's Gazette on the 2nd of August 2022. The date is here, 2nd of August 2022. As of the data they provided on the 2nd of August 2022, they have deliberately omitted the middle belt in their calculations. There is no figure, there is no data for middle belt people. No data. It's all north. And they are counting the north as 51 million. This is wrong. This election cannot hold on the basis of that flawed assumption, or flawed or deliberate act of denying middle belt their right as to who they will vote for. They counted them as North, which means that if they say the North voted, whatever they say not voted, the North voted. And the middle belt, who are being killed en masse in millions, 2 million are in displacement in IDP camps. 2 million thief people are in displacement camps. Ahmed Wase, the deputy speaker of the House of Reps, prevented Mark Billa from tabling a motion by thief people who are in America on behalf of their own people being displaced on the floor of the house. Yet The INEC, who are supposed to be representing the entire people, have omitted the middle belt in their calculations. That's deliberate. I put it to you that is deliberate without question, and it puts in doubt, in grave doubt, any idea you are having in terms of saying that the INEC is not biased. INEC is biased. They've silenced a whole group of people. The middle belt has been silenced and added without their say so to the north. Who gave INEC the permission to tag, to label? Who gave INEC the permission to label the entire middle belt as north? Who? Please share this broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This concerns Yoruba people. This concerns middle belt. This concerns houses. This concerns Biafrans. This concerns us. When we talk about the fact that Nigeria is a fraud, here is a glaring example that you see before you. Let me show you what Ninas, and Ninas has been right all along. Ninas has the map of Nigeria. The top there where it says Sharia territory, that is where the north is. That is where the north is. That's it. The entire people belt in the middle here, they've stolen. They've taken it, and not central. I mean, this is like, and nobody is questioning this. And you then next says they'll tell us to believe in one Nigeria. How can you believe in one Nigeria with this? How can you believe in one Nigeria? So I put it to you that we have a lot of work to do here to expose this. What is more, let me show you something. The whole of the South is calculated to be 45 million. I did the calculations earlier on, and people online, I've got to, you see, I did the calculation live. You can do the one. We're now going to do the one for the north live again on air, and you can get your own calculator out and do it. Let's do the calculation for the north now. Keep in mind, they have robbed out the entire people of the middle belt. They've robbed them out, and yet they're telling us how in a democracy, how can you wipe out an entire middle belt and tell them that they are the north, and you tell us we're democracy? Where's the democracy? Where's the democracy? Where is the democracy? I'm asking. Where's the democracy? Peter Obi should be seeing this and joining this discussion. The Kanayo, please, if you have the number for Kanayo, anybody who's watching this, this is about the existence and the safety and the future of the coming generation of Yorubas, Middle Belt, and Biafrans, houses. This is our future. This is a barefaced. This is a barefaced fraud that we cannot allow to stand. Now let me go and discuss, explain, and do this in detail. Please bear with me. So we are going to calculate this. So I'm going to scrub this now. The figure you see on the screen before you, 45,129,842, is the figure as per the figures given by INEC on the 2nd of August 2022. That's what I will say. The figures may change, but that's what they have. But even with those figures not changing, what they're showing us is that the middle belt is not represented. They are not represented. They are counted as part of the north. And if they are counted as part, the minute you put the figures for middle belt, you cannot add them as part of the north. So that reduces the number for the north. Can you see the trickery? This is all trickery. We cannot hold election on this basis. So I don't believe we can hold any elections on the basis that I've just explained. Now let us go. I'm only being factual. I'm not trying to. I'm just going on facts. So let's cancel this out. So let's go and calculate the one for the north to see where they're coming from. And I'll be showing you, as I'm adding the numbers, I'll be showing you the sections that it relates. So you can see the connection. You need to see that connection to understand that this is a fraud. Let's go. Now, let's do this. Okay, so now, the north says northwest is, 22,672,373. That's the figure that could go for the northwest. And what is northwest? That is northwest. Can you see? That is northwest right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try and move this to the side. That is northwest right there. Let me move this one here, because I want you to see everything I'm doing. I want you to see it clear. So the 22 million that they talked about relates to the northwest. Can you see? The 20 million they talked about relates to the northwest. Can you see that? So now we're going to type that 22 million into the calculator. You can get your own calculator and do the same. Let's go. Join me. Let's do this. Okay. So now, 22 million, we're going to type it in. 22, yeah? 672, okay? 373. Okay, 22, 672, 373. So now, we agree that's the number. Okay, so that means we're going to go add. So that's the Northwest. So we've taken the figure for Northwest. Please add for me. You can do this. I urge you to help us calculate it as well. Because you see, these are the figures from Inec themselves as of the 2nd of August 2022. Now, let us now go and look at the next one they added. So they got the Northeast. Okay, so the Northeast. We got Northwest. Now let's go and look at Northeast. Okay, so Northeast. And I'll be telling you, so this is the Northeast figures. That's the Northeast figures. Now let's go and look at Northeast according to the map of Inec. Their map, or not mine. No, listen. So that is the whole of Northeast. That's the whole of Northeast. Can you see? That's the whole of Northeast too. Now, okay. So the figure for Northeast, we're going to add that 12820,363. Let me just make sure we got that. So we just, please feel free to get your calculator out and do the same thing. Please, I urge you. This is such a monumental fraud. This is such a monumental fraud. This is such a monumental fraud that we cannot let it stand. Monumental. Now, here we go. 12820,363. Right. Okay. So plus. So that gives us 35,492,736. Keep in mind the north and look at the number, the location and the map area of where they call the Northeast goes into the middle belt. No mention of middle belt yet. Keep that in mind. Now, the third one is the North Central. Okay? The North Central. So let's go and look at the North Central. Okay. North Central. Okay. So now we're going to go and look at North Central. And where's the North Central? Look at that. That's the North Central. The whole of it. Can you see that? Now, let us add that figure to their total figure there. Plus. So the North Central is, let's go and have a look. We'll put it in. North Central 15680,438. Okay. So that means according to Inec, not me, according to Inec, the total number for the North is 51,174 voters. Keep in mind the area. That figure relates to, let's go back again. That figure relates to the entire North and Middle Belt. That's what it entails. But it says, you see, in the Middle Belt it says North. There's a problem, isn't there? I think there's a problem. I really think there's a problem, don't you think? Or wouldn't you agree with me? There is a big problem with this. And that is what we are here to highlight. And I'm hoping that many of you will help us by sharing this and discussing this among yourselves. I'm going to come back again this evening on Citizen or Oduduwa TV Radio, and we will discuss this at length. I'm gonna probably Lady B, Omoba, Lady B. If you guys can join us, I'll see if I can do this evening in Yoruba. But because this is the English version, we're gonna do this in Yoruba as well to reach as many more people. Because this information cannot be allowed to just lie down like this. We're gonna share this video, probably be shared on there, or I might even go through the whole process again. But what is important is for us to understand that at what you see here. Now let me show you a picture of where they have missed out the entire middle belt from this equation. That's middle belt there. There is no way the middle belt can be considered to be north. And there is no way the middle belt figures should be added to the north. They are the middle belt. They're not the north. The north, this is daylight robbery. We cannot trust the figures that we see. They have to separate out middle belt. They have to separate it out. When they separate it out, the North will never be as much as 30 million. The North will never be as much as 30 million. Because the figure, the population in that middle will be more than the whole of the North combined. We need this done again. I'm here to explain this. We will come back and do a live again, and I might stream this on Citizen AY later on. But please, those of you watching, don't keep this to yourself. This is a massive fraud that it beggars belief that nobody has come out and talked about this. Please give us a thumbs up, share this broadcast. The information in it, try, if you can share it to 100 people, go ahead and do so. I'm going to try, if I have to leave now, I will probably leave and come back. And I'm going to probably try and see if I can restream this on Facebook immediately. So it might not be live because there's been some sort of issue, because I don't trust Facebook anymore. I do not, honestly, I have no confidence in Facebook. 120,000 followers, and Facebook turns down, switches off my the notification. So when I come live on Facebook, people don't know I'm on. And I'm going to try and see if I can share this on, in fact, I might share it on Oduduwa TV radio. I think I'm going to try and do that today when I finish immediately. And then we'll come and do a live broadcast in Yoruba. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. That's probably the best thing to do in this situation. Because what is going on now is beyond words. And we're going to have a discussion. I'm going to try and see if we can add more people to this discussion and find a way to bring this to a wider audience. But the information that you had it here first on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. All we ever do is to raise the level of awareness within our community. Collective awareness is what we need. It's not okay for one person to know this information. We all need to know it. The more of us that know it, the more empowered we become. That equation there, this number, the 51 million, they say that is enough, includes the people of the Middle Belt. We need to know how much that is. Peter Obi, we are calling on Peter Obi. If you know Peter, if you're a supporter of Peter Obi, they need to come. He needs to Kanayo. If you have the number for Kanayo, send it to me. We can call them. In fact, I'm going to try and see if I can add Kanayo. Not add him. I'm going to send this message to him on Twitter as I'm talking to you, because this is such an important thing that we cannot ignore this. It is not something that we can ignore. We cannot ignore what is being done here. This is so, the trickery and the fraud is so galling that we cannot. Anyway, let me just see if I can find it. Kanayo. Okay, let me see if I can bring it up. Kanayo. Let me see. Is that the one? Let me see. Kanayo, was it? Is that him? No, it's not him. I'm trying to find Kanayo. Let me see. What's his surname? Let me see his surname, because I want to alert them to this. I am for Yoruba Nation, but I'm telling you, this fraud is the very reason why we are going for self-determination, because we cannot trust the structure put in place by the government. We keep telling you that Nigeria is a fraud. Here is the glaring evidence, and why we have every right to go for self-determination. So let me find that name. Sorry, 1 second, please. I need to find where he is. And I did the posting earlier on. Okay, we go. I think here. So Kanayo O Kanayo is his name. Let's see if I can find it. Kanayo O Kanayo. So that's his name. Let's see if I can find it on here. So let's find Kanayo O Kanayo on here and send this information to him, so he can have a look at it and really understand. As he's one of the presidential council members and of Peter Obi, maybe he can, if he gets that information, maybe he may be able to let me see. Kanayo O Kanayo. Yes, I'm going to follow you. I'm following him right now. In fact, I'm going to put it on here. I want you to see. I'm going to quickly copy this and I'm going to put it to him, because that's the best thing we can do. I don't want to just talk. I'm not interested in talking. We need to take action. So share this with him. Let me share. copy. I'm going to share that with Kanayo. So I want it, I'm putting it on his page so that you see. I'm not interested in, oh, this one is title. I'm not interested in that. So Kanayo, I'm going to now send a message to him. Tweet. Yeah, let me see. And I need to actually send that to him. How many? Okay, I can see the tweet. So I'm going to tweet to him. So, yeah. So I'm going to quickly do that and see if I can pick up something in the middle of that. I do. So to a massive blatant rigging, yeah, as the middle belt is deemed by Inec, yeah, by Inec. I'm writing it as you see now. You're seeing it. Inec to be part of the North. Thus swelling to 51 million. 51 million. So I'm showing you what I'm doing because I'll be back later on. 51 million. This is a fraud. This is a fraud. Please, fraud. That election cannot hold on this basis. The election cannot hold. So I'm putting it on the basis of this massive, on this fraudulent voter numbers for the North. So, what I will do, please, okay. Citizens Airwise. So I'm going to put it up there. And if he wants to, he can reach me. I think the number will be on the screen. So, okay. Okay, so I'm going to tweet that. I hope he will let me do it. It's not going to let me. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, it's a bit too much. Let me see. It's a fraud. Let me just go. I'll take that one out for a minute. I'll do this. So I'll do this way. There. 1 minute, please. Just trying to get this right. Cut. Okay. Tweet. So I'm tweeting it to him. And I'm going to do one more tweet again. Then I'll put it in there. So, because they need to know this. Since they are not aware, we are bringing it to their attention. And we need them to be aware. There is no way that what's his name? Obi will win this election unless they actually address that issue. The fundamental issue has to be addressed. If they don't address that, they can forget anything election. They can forget anything called election. They can forget it. They can forget it. It's a pipe dream. They will not win anything unless this is addressed. So I am just here to really, I wanted to really state this because what has been done here is daylight robbery. What has been done here is absolute daylight robbery. And we need our people to come back and do this. So I'm gonna try and do something about this in a way. I will probably end this broadcast and restream it Facebook. But rest assured, we'll be coming back live. We are coming back live maybe later on this evening. We're going to have some meeting and discussions about this. I stumbled upon this morning, and I was so shocked at what I was seeing that I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I did a number of checks. I kept checking it. Just like I did the calculations live. I did that 3 or 4 times because I wanted to be sure of what I was saying. And it is borne out by what you see on the screen. So please, 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 if you're watching this, for the future of the coming generations, please share this because what you're looking at, they are telling us the North has that number. Yeah? And it's not the case. The North hasn't got that number. The only way the North can have that number, the only way the North can have that number is by adding the middle belt, which I am going to show you. They've added the middle belt without their consent. The middle belt have not been allowed to have a voice. So they're using it to, Sorry, you don't understand. What part don't you understand? My brother, can you see Freedom Destiny? Can you look in the middle? Where's the middle belt? Okay, my brother, Freedom Destiny. Where's the middle belt? Where are the people of the middle belt? Do you understand? Freedom Destiny. Can you understand? I'm glad you're asking the question. Middle belt here. Yeah? Where are they? How many people are from the middle belt? Remember, this vote here is telling you that the people, there are 51 million people in the North. They're not in the North. Look at that. Can you see? Freedom Destiny. Do you want to call in? If you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. Let me see if I can find that. Sorry about that. Let me just try and see if I can get it here. So I'm not quite sure I'm following what you're saying in that sense. I'm trying to be, to give you, clarity. So freedom something. He says, I don't understand your argument. Nigeria has 6 zones. I understand that they have 6 zones. But what I'm saying is, that's the middle belt. So are you saying that all of the middle belt are for the North? I just want to know. I just need to understand though. I need to understand. So if you're saying that's not central, where's middle belt? Where's the middle belt? I'm asking. Because the middle belt, they're not all going to vote for the North. But the way it's counted now, they're saying North, 6 million, South, and the South goes well into the South. So I'm not so sure that the thinking there is in the right direction. But that's just me, of course. I'm not saying I know it all. I wouldn't presume to. I wouldn't be presumed to class myself as I'm just trying to. So freedom Destiny. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I'm just trying to. To illuminate about a very dangerous situation. And like I said, the figure that they quote is just frankly unacceptable. You see, the 51 million includes everything here. But where's the people of the middle belt? That's the question I'm asking. Where are the people of the middle belt? Don't they have a voice? Not central, not east. And they're saying that they're all. Are you saying that all of the middle belt are going to go for the North? Shouldn't they be separate? That's the question I'm asking. Shouldn't they be separate? This is a massive fraud because we need to identify that. The Sharia territory is the North. Middle belt is this is all part of a plan to confuse, combobulate. And if they're going to say that, they need to, what portion of that is middle belt? If they're going to say not central, fine. Not central part of the middle belt. Put it out so we know. This is what we're saying. So I'll be back later on. I'm going to do this broadcast again. I'll be back later on. I need to rush off and do something, and I'll be back. But I want you to consider this. The figures that you see on the screen are those of Inec. And on the basis of that is what we put forward. I would have shared this on Facebook, but Facebook has been really messing up Citizen AY of late. So I've just been really upset. And when I found out this afternoon, I wanted to do it in English so that we could all be part of this. Please don't forget, go down to Citizen AY on iTunes, download How Long Would I Go to Suffer. You can download it, share it among family and friends, because that song speaks to exactly what you're seeing on the screen. By denying that there is middle belt in this equation, they are silencing the middle belt people. The voice of the middle belt is not being heard. I spoke to one of the guys who the leaders of middle belt, and he was shocked at the information that I'm presenting. He was shocked. He was shocked. I've showed him. He's going to share it. These are the kind of things we should be doing if we want to build a nation. Nigeria is not a nation. It's a slave camp. And it is evidenced by what you've seen now. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a pause. I'll try and see if I can what's the word? Try and revisit this in a way. And actually, let me see 1 second. I want to just make sure. I want to make sure that, we are on the right page and everything is going as it should, because I'll be very honest with you. It is really not, it is really not something that I'm not happy with what's going on at all. This is something that should concern all of us. So in saying that, freedom, destiny, I hope what I've shown you on the screen makes sense. Basically, the 51 million, they had to tell us how much of that is middle belt. How much of the people, and middle belt cannot be part of the North. That's a fraud. That's what I'm putting forward. It cannot be part of the North, I don't think. By my understanding of what they put there. So you can see the figures. I'm trying to make sure you can see the discrepancy. It says 51 million is for all of North Central, Northeast, Northwest. Fine. Where are the middle belt? Where are the middle belt? So they're not supposed to have representation. We need to know the numbers. And have they said they want to be part of the North? To be voted as North? Is that what you're saying? We need to ask that question. That is what I'm asking. It is a very legitimate question to ask. We need to question these people, and it points to the fact that the INEC is not independent. They are part of the system designed to enslave. INEC is not reflecting. INEC should be the one insisting that, hang on, we need to reflect the middle belt and strip them away from the North, and keep so that highlight them, show them where is middle belt in the calculations of the middle of INEC. Can INEC show us who are the middle belters in this North Central and Northeast? Can they show us? Because they are being considered to be part of the North, and they're using that to say they are more than us in the South. It's a fraud. That's how I see it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Let me pause for a bit. Thank you very much for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What we need to do is to have a little bit of a break. I'm going to end this broadcast, and I'll come back, and we will talk about this probably on Citizen Yoruba and Oduduwa TV radio in Yoruba. Now, we've given it enough sufficient air on Citizen AY, and the reason we didn't play it on Citizen AY was, I know this morning I was on there talking, and I noticed there was barely only 10 people because Facebook has switched off the notification for Citizen AY, and I have over 120,000 followers on there, and that is really not acceptable. So that is why you are seeing. That's why I've decided to do this. But for now, I thank you for joining me. Please do share this broadcast. I've try and send it to as many people as possible to resonate, for them to look at this video, scrutinize it, look at the figures. 51 is for the North. They're saying that that's the North. That's for the North in their eyes. And for the South, they're saying that it's only 45 million. Well, the 45 million, where is the figure for middle belt? Are they saying that the whole of the middle belt agrees that they're North? So if you want to now look at the breakdown, we need to be able to strip out what is middle belt and the breakdown of their voting. They are not the North. This is the North that you see in the picture here. That's the North. That's middle belt. This is clear trickery. That is what we're putting forward, and we maintain that. So this 6 geopolitical zones is a ruse, and we are exposing the ruse. We cannot trust the INEC elections as it stands, based on the evidence we uncovered this evening. I'll be back later on. Thank you so much for watching. You're watching Citizen Era, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on, and we'll give you some more updates. I'm watching out. You'll be expecting myself and maybe Omaba and maybe Lady B on Oduduwa TV radio at some point this evening to come out and discuss this at length in Yoruba and mixture of Yoruba and English. But for now, what's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. You're watching Citizen Era, the platform where we speak truth to power. What I would like you to do for me, subscribe to Citizen Era, like the page, comment, and of course give us the thumbs up. The more you give us a thumbs up, the algorithm will make sure it reaches more people, and that's what we need. We need more coverage. We need it to reach more people. Please share. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and of course give us the thumbs up. The thumbs up allows it to reach more people. We need your support in reaching more people. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen Era, the platform where we speak truth to power. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with that song. You can download it on iTunes or Spotify. Here's a song. It's really important because it speaks to the lie that we've been told. Here we go. That's the song. Citizen Era. My people, I salute. Hey. Maybe I hear. My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey oh. Now so my people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp oh. The time done now where we suppose stand up for our rights oh. Stand up for our rights oh. The time done now where we suppose stand up oh. For our rights oh. For self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go they suffer? How long? I want to know how long. Tell me now. How long? How long will I go they suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go they suffer? How long? Oh, how long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man come tell you na say una get constitution. No be lie, na lie yo, na fake, na FRAUDU. That yeah constitution. Now in there they take close to na eye yo. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Oh. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long?
Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right. You how long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh.
That's the message. Go ahead, download it from iTunes and Spotify. Please share this broadcast. I'll be back later on. I hope to raise the awareness about this. This is a fraud, barefaced fraud. Let me show you the picture again, just to fix it in your mind. This is the barefaced fraud that is being imposed on us all. We need to put a stop to it. We need to say no more. This is fraud. We need to reject it. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY. Again, let me just put it there so you can see the context. It's very important. The context is really important. 51 million. North Central, Northeast, Northwest. Where's the middle belt? We need to be able to strip out the middle belt so that when the results come in, you can track what's happening in the middle belt. You can track it. But when they're telling you it's the whole of the North, how do you know? How do you know? That's the question I'm asking. From the numbers I'm looking at, how do you know? How do you know? It is worth asking that question. So thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Bye for now.